our main event tonight should be a good one with Hermes Orta against Gabriel Smith. And also in our co-main event, Nestor Santana and Rydell Booker will be battling out, a couple of very, very big heavyweights. Let me turn to Albert first. Albert, of course, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, the great former defensive
tackle,
all-pro player for the Tennessee Titans. And he is a great boxing aficionado who is on this show all the time, and we're happy about that. Albert, in our main event, Hermes Orta is an undefeated fighter at 10-0 who is starting to make his move. You've watched him develop here on Country Box.
Yeah, he's a very fiery boxer, almost sometimes too fiery person. But as I watched him, he's definitely grown to become really right on that cusp of becoming a good fighter that could really step it up. So this match that he has now is to see where he's at. Should he continue to go up and fight harder fighters, or should he still kind of more in a developmental stage? Because I mean, he's still a young guy. I want to say like 23, and he's still young, still a little, still growing up. So hopefully this fight right here can test him. He can keep his composure, because that's one thing that we've seen here personally. So if he can keep his composure, fight, and just keep it in the ring, he's going to be a good fighter for us.
All right, well, we're going to find out that, and he will be tested by a veteran, Gabriel Smith, who doesn't have a glittering record, Justin, but he is one of those fighters at age 36 who told us at our fighter meetings, when we asked about the fact that he constantly is testing undefeated fighters, he said, I'm so used to it, it feels like breathing.
Yeah.
So he'll come in here tonight to do just that.
Yeah, he's no stranger to it at all. As you mentioned, those undefeated fighters. In fact, out of his last 13 fights, 9 of those have been undefeated. So he is no stranger to it, but he does want to win tonight. He's mentioned that. He knows that one fight could change everything. And it'll be interesting to see if he could really get through those early rounds of a power puncher, as you mentioned, in Orta, and kind of give him that test and see where he's at.
All right, so that's our main event. We also, as I mentioned, we have Nestor Santana and Rydell Booker, a couple of heavyweights that are going to be very, very interesting. So, with no further ado, we got some music coming your way as well. Let's go to JT Conway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the legendary Troubadour Theatre here in Nashville, Tennessee, for the historic and record-breaking 38th installment of Country Box, where music meets boxing, presented to you by the one and only Jimmy Adams Promotions. Folks, tonight we want to welcome our newest viewers watching us on Triller TV and on Country Box YouTube channel, Little Rock, IPTV.com, iTube247.com, and CountryBox247.com. For everything Country Box, including schedules, videos, and news, make sure you check out CountryBox247.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Motion Pouches and Murder Cigars. That's a hard name. As well as my guy, Edward Crow. Now, folks, normally we would be going right to Kiss Moody, but the folks at home are in for a treat. The two Owls are going to be running an interview for us right now with Stormy Warner. So, folks at home, you're in for a treat. And they're telling me to keep talking. Let's just keep talking about stuff. What do you want me to talk about, Albert? We got Albert Hainsworth in the building. If you guys are Titans fans, Albert Hainsworth. You remember Big Al? Right next to him, the next Al Bernstein in the building. Hey, we got undefeated Masters champion boxer John the Butcher Boucher right here in your presence, ladies and gentlemen. Where's Rick Ross? I know Rick Ross is running around here somewhere. Where's Rick Ross? I hear noise. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. One of my personal heroes, Rick Ross. If you thought Rick Ross was like an obese rapper, he stole the name from the real Rick Ross. That's the real Rick Ross. Not the fat dude in Miami. Yeah, the real Rick Ross. Who else we got in the building? I know we got some other folks in the building. David Hudson, judge extraordinaire. This is what I do when I stall for time right here. I even introduce the judges, you know? All right, we got to be getting close. Stormy Warner's got his headset on. Stormy, I don't know what else to talk about, man. I mean, if I knew any jokes, I'd tell them, but they're all inappropriate, and we are on TV. How you doing, folks at home? I'm going to save you from my bad dad jokes. All right, we got headsets on. We got to be getting close. I feel like it's interview time. Oh, they're saying, hold on. All right, what else should we talk about? Rick Ross. You know any good jokes, man? I know you got some jokes. Rick Ross, this guy has such a cool story. If you were here last month, you heard me go on and on about this. But this guy fought the California 3 strikes law and beat it. Had a life sentence and beat that life sentence and is out right now. He didn't get out. Yeah. Hey, look, and my man taught himself to read while inside, went to the law library and taught himself to do this deal. All right. We're going to do some music. Let's do music. Why not? Yeah. We're going to do an interview. You know what? Skip that interview. All right, but I got a lot to say about this dude, Kish Moody, right here. Kish, you're going to love the introduction they wrote for you, bro. I mean, you got a lot to live up to. Okay. So, get ready. I got to stretch out before I do this introduction. This is a lot. All right. So, we want to welcome to the stage a country music rising star. Hailing from Arkansas, nice, this singer-songwriter brings gritty southern soul, raw storytelling, and a powerful baritone voice that hits straight to the heart. I told you this was a real introduction, bro. With a sound rooted in classic country and southern rock, he's been making waves on the Nashville scene and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, my man, Kish Moody. Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting on the bank and I'm feeling fine. Caught a twig and a buzz and had a damn good time. Sun is going down. I'm singing with the crickets and frogs. The water's getting still and the breeze feels good. Got a line out and a beer on the hood. I just got a bite, think I'm gonna reel it in. Nobody else where I've been. You can tell all your friends I'm out on the lake, casting my cares away, thinking about my daddy and the good old days. And the radio's playing them songs, we all sing along. When I need to find a peace of mind, I paid a hook and cast a line. Believe me, if I could, I'd go out every day, spinner baiting worms with my toes in the clay. Just me and my boy, talking about the last one he called. And if I don't answer my phone, I'll see you when I get home. 'Cause I'm out on the lake, casting my cares away, thinking about my kids and the good old days. And the radio's playing them songs, we all sing along. When I need to find a peace of mind, I bait a hook and cast a line. We get up in the morning with the sun, put our coolers and the tackle in the truck. Gonna cast some lines, spend some time, maybe with a little luck. We can tell all our friends how we almost reeled it in, but it broke the line as it pulled it to the bank. 50 pounds and 6 foot long, and we watched as And this is where I find the peace of mind. I paid a hook and cast the line. Oh, cast the line. Cast the line. How y'all doing, Nashville? It's so easy to love you. You take my breath away. Sitting there with the sunlight on your face. At the end of the day, you're holding on to a shooting star. Through the Milky Way, somewhere amongst the fog. And I say, baby, sun go down and the lights fade out tonight.
delighted that we have a gentleman with us right now who is an expert in country music, and for 41 years he has been telling you all about it. Stormy Warren, so good to see you.
It's an honor to hang out in your presence, my friend. You're a legend.
And the same for you. You're of course now on the Big 1-5 on the TuneIn Network, where you do what you've been doing for so many years, acting, as you point out, as the conduit between country music stars and the country music scene in general to the fans. And I know we're going to get to the boxing part, and your love of boxing here in a second, but for all those years that you've been providing that service to country fans, what makes it most rewarding to you?
It is the connection, the conduit word you used. My favorite part of this business, I've never looked at myself as a celebrity or a personality. I'm a bridge between the music and the fans. Whether it's live events, whether it's radio, whether it's television, that is the most fun thing to do. And country music is such a great global family that it's a neat family to be a part of for this many years. I'm blessed and lucky, like you are, to be sitting in the chair, and we've had a blast. We don't do this if we don't love it.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, and the other thing is, whereas I've had a unique view of boxing for the last 45 years and watched its evolution. You have seen the evolution of country music. And man, oh man, that's an evolution, isn't it?
It has changed a lot over the years, and I could not be more proud of where it is right now. It's coming back to its roots. It's coming back to tradition. Mm-hmm. We lost it for a little bit, and it kind of went away for a little bit, but it's always evolving and always changing, like the sport of boxing. Yeah, it's never stayed the same.
No, that's absolutely right. And some of those changes, I'm sure, created excitement for fans as well. Now, you, speaking of boxing, I know you're a big boxing fan.
Yeah.
You've been watching boxing for a long, long time. What is it about the sport that draws you?
It's the competition. It's the energy. It's the strategy. The teamwork that's involved. Yeah. It's not just the fighters in the ring. There's a lot of people involved in it, and you can't help but to get pumped up and excited watching any fight. I mean, it's one of the most. I think it's one of the most real sports that's out there. I mean, I remember watching Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray and Tommy Morrison. I was a big Tommy Morrison fan, and now I love Mario Barrios right now, and I love a bunch of other amazing fighters right now. Canelo, even though he recently lost, I mean, how can you count him out?
Yeah, he's a generational fighter, that's for sure.
No kidding.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about this, what we're seeing here tonight. I love the idea, and of course country boxing have been doing it for quite a while, of mixing the music and the boxing. And when people
Which is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm here. This is a brilliant combination. This is a brilliant idea. Jimmy Adams did a great job coming up with this. And this is in a theater, in a venue in Nashville that I have hosted so many events on this stage. I've attended concerts in this room. And to have boxing in this storied hall of Nashville history, it only points to the future of how boxing and music can continue to combine.
And, you know, when you come in here, the first time I came here, you can kind of feel the history of this venue. Yeah.
Look around. It's nothing but history.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Look at this. Look at this.
What happened? You hurt yourself.
I cut myself. See, I'm in a boxing match, and I'm cut already.
Here's the thing. Okay, the question is, will the doctor come in and stop this interview because of the cut? I don't know.
Count me out.
But this only demonstrates your toughness. You persevered through this interview.
Vicious injury.
Let no one say that Stormy Warren is not a tough dude. That's all I've got to say to you about that.
But I'm not getting in the ring.
All right, we will not. We will not, absolutely not ask you to go in the ring and do anything. Now, your son loves boxing, and more importantly, he's kind of working his way toward what he hopes.
You can see him right over you can see him right over your left shoulder. He's there. Right. That's Evan Moore, and he has reinvigorated my love of boxing because of his love of boxing. He trains. That's how he got through COVID. That's how he stayed in shape. And then he just became fascinated. He knows more about boxing than probably you and I combined.
Oh, well, that's good.
I know that's a challenge, but I dare you.
He might know more. What can I say? That's great. Well,
You're a legend, by the way.
Well, thank you. Wow, that's so sweet of you. You're very kind.
It's a very big honor to be in your presence.
Well, I appreciate it, and I love what you do, and I am my life is imbued with music, a lot of performing in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and doing a lot of musical shows. So I appreciate it, and I love country music.
Who's your favorite artist?
I'll tell you, maybe I'll surprise you. 2 favorites, Colin Ray and Waylon Jennings.
Those are 2 amazing choices. Colin Ray still sounds as good
Yes.
as he ever has. And Waylon Jennings is just one of my favorite icons of all
Yeah,
time.
I hope I made two good choices for you.
I couldn't.
Okay.
No, you nailed it.
All right, because if I give the wrong choices to you, I'm in trouble. Hey, Smokey, that's so good to chat with you, and you got to come back and visit us here at Country Box again.
I'll be back. I'm fired up. Let's get fighting.
All right, thank you very much.
Don't shake that hand.
Okay. I'll injure him if I do. He's got through the cut and did the interview. All right, we got a big night of boxing and music still ahead. Let's go to the center of the ring to keep things going.
All right, folks, it is time for fight number 1. I already warned some of the front row. Folks on the other side of the front row, be ready. We hope the ropes can handle this. Couple big boys coming at you. But first, entering the ring in the blue corner, from Wilson, North Carolina, Kenneth Jenkins.
I turn it.
Kenneth Jenkins, who is 0-1 as a pro, one of them big fellows.
Entering the red corner, fighting out of Virginia, Michael War Jones.
And here comes Michael Jones with the nickname of War. He tips the scales at 403 pounds. And believe it or not, he lost weight to get to that 403 pounds. He was up at 430. There you see the tail of the tape, and that is obviously...
It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, we got 2 very, very big guys there. Obviously more experience for Michael Jones, who's also a mixed martial artist, and we'll see what they're up to.
Stormy, I see you front row. Don't try to be a hero. If they come through the ropes, you just evacuate. No, don't try to catch them. Do not do that. Ladies and gentlemen, our first fight of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds. In guess what division? The heavyweight division, presented to you by Jimmy Adams Promotions. We would like to recognize Motion Pouches, the most effective and longest lasting nootropic in a pouch, designed to power focus, memory, and mental endurance. Jimmy, I need some. Give me some, man. I'm already losing focus. Moving on. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at a svelte 363.2 pounds from Wilson, North Cackalack. Please welcome Kenneth Jenkins. And not to be outdone in the red corner, weighing in at a trim and ready 403 pounds, fighting out of the great state of Virginia, a veteran of 6 professional fights with 3 wins, coming by way of knockout. Please welcome Michael War Jones.
Trunks, remember, protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Any questions from anybody? Touch gloves, come on, swing.
Here we go.
That's one thing we know they're going to do is come out swinging.
That's for sure. Well, we head into this 4-rounder, this heavyweight encounter between Michael Jones and Kenneth Jenkins. Jones comes in here off a TKO win over Brian Bryant. He's won 3 of his last 4, all by stoppage, and Kenneth Jenkins was stopped in 1 round by Malik Titus back in 2002. So he comes into this fight off a 3.5-year layoff.
Yeah, and you'll see Jones, he's a big man in there, but he actually is very athletic. He played left tackle back in high school, and as you mentioned, a lot of MMA experience in there. He's with a big right hand over the top.
Jones says his best power is his right hand.
You know, one thing I wonder if anybody's going to go to the body this week.
It's a good target, I think, for someone to use. Yeah.
Big bullseye.
Yeah, it should be available.
He's going down there with that jab. He's touching it.
First of 4, and
mouthpiece comes out.
Jenkins lost his mouthpiece, and it will be returned. And
now both these men also do switch from southpaw and ratty, but they're so big that it's almost a moot point on it.
Yeah, Jones will do that as well. Jones chopping right hand and going on the inside from Michael Jones. Wants to do every single discipline in boxing, in combat sports, boxing. Next up, he says, is judo. He's been in MMA. Even a pro wrestler. Michael Mayhem's his name there. So.
Looks a little like sumo right now.
Yeah, right hand by Jones, and that one hurt Jenkins.
That one rocked him. Now Jenkins' braids have come loose. We'll see if he's going to have to pull a Paulie Malignaggi and cut him. But there's a right hand from Jenkins.
So in round 1 here, Jones has landed a couple of good right hands, and Jenkins already looks like he's got a problem.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm shocked that it's gone this far.
It's 762 pounds in that corner right now between the two of them.
So under a minute left to go here in round number 1, and Michael Jones has dominated the action. Jenkins, who is trying to finish his first fight, he was TKO'd in his last one, having lots of problems here.
Yeah, he's got that mouth wide open. It's a lot of mass and a lot of energy with this little lean-in that Jones is doing on him right now.
Understood.
Jones going downstairs to the body, a little bit of a left hook there, and Jenkins looking kind of gassed here at the end of the first round. Michael Jones kind of walking him down. Another good straight right hand by Jones as we head into the final seconds of round 1. So, first round in this 4-rounder, controlled by Michael Jones from Virginia, as he seeks his 4th professional win.
You know, the thing that's being tested right now within this 1 minute is the schools.
Yeah.
They've never seen this much weight.
And getting back up off him.
This is definitely the biggest fight. Literally the biggest fight in country box history right here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can make that statement without even looking back at the weight.
And it's the first of we got three some big boy bouts in here tonight.
Big night for the heavyweights, as Justin mentioned. We have several more on board.
I think the heavyweight fights tonight all together, they're just 37 pounds shy of a ton, 2,000 pounds, so a lot of weight tonight.
I am sure that's true. Well, we got 403 right in one of them here. So, all right, so the question is for Keenis Jenkins from Wilton, North Carolina, in the blue and white trunks, what does he have in his tank? He looked very tired in the end of round 1, and the mouthpiece again comes out.
You think he's pulling the Chico Corrales fight that you called, Al? Not quite.
No, well, I think any comparison between this and that.
Yeah, I know, it's blasphemy.
But the mouthpiece didn't come out in it.
No, they also don't have cup protectors, it doesn't look like.
No.
They got the natural one. Oh, big left, big right.
And so Jones sends him down with the right
taunts
hand.
him a bit.
First knockdown of the fight, and Will Jenkins beat the count? Apparently he does. Will he continue?
I think he say, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it. So, Michael Jones showing us the athleticism that Justin mentioned, and gets his 4th win as a professional. And he is quite a showman, apparently. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
All righty.
Jeez.
Down goes Jones.
You never know what you're going to see here on Country Box, I can tell you that.
Now, in the one of the first pro fights I ever announced in Chicago, the ring broke. And I think this could have been a repeat of that. You know, it's conceivable. And Michael Jones. Now,
is anyone going to get him up?
Yeah, the intriguing thing is, will he be able to? All right, very good. Good job, Michael.
That was a lineman and him popping up right there.
Yeah, so Michael Jones, who has some football experience, there you see the straight right, and he turned to southpaw for that. We talked about people switching in this fight. And for Keenis Jenkins, not only does he get knocked down, but Michael Jones adds some flourish for effect.
All right, gentlemen, if you will, please join referee Danny Ziemba in the center of the ring. Here we go, big fella. Nice work. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for both of these big gentlemen. Hey, our ring held up. I wasn't sure. Then you started pulling out all the theatrics, man. I don't know if this ring's old, bro. Take it easy. All right, y'all. Hey, at 55 seconds of the second round, your winner out of VA, Michael Ward Jones. Mr. Jones, Mr. Ward Jones, let's look at this camera right here, man. I got some questions for you. First off, how you feeling, big man?
Really good, really good. Put a lot of work in this. This feel really good.
Okay, I got an important question. When you started making your way in between rounds and saw the size of that little stool, were you scared, yes or no? You believed in the stool that it would hold up? Because I'll be honest, I didn't. I wasn't sure if you were going to beat up two guys, him and the stool. But you made it, man. Hey, what's your record right now?
My record now is 4-3.
4-3, I like it, man. So we right side up. Hey, let the folks know, what's your social media? Where can they follow you? Because I know you made some new fans tonight. Let them know where they can follow you online.
My Instagram is Ward Jones 265, and my Facebook is Jones Ward Michael. And yeah.
What about your OnlyFans?
I don't have the OnlyFans.
We don't have to change that, man. I seen some ladies in the house tonight ready to get them credit cards out, bro. You got to oh, goodness gracious. Hey, this man can do it all. All right. It might be time to wrap this up. Hey, anything else you want to say, my man, before we get you out of here?
This is my first time in Nashville. I love this city. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you, Jimmy Adams. Thank you, Freeway Ricky Ross. Everybody else, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
That's how you cut a promo right there. That's how you do a post-fight interview. Nice job, y'all. Michael Ward Jones, my man. Kenneth Jenkins, nice work, my man. Way to work. All right. We're going to keep it moving. Let me double check. All right, we're going to throw it to music. We're going to go to the second fight, but we're not ready for them just yet. They're still getting some gloves on. So it's music time. Kiss, you ready? Kiss, I'm ready. But I'm not the one who's going to sing. How you feel? By the way, nice hat, man. That hat goes hard. Let's make sure you got the mic on. You good? Hey, Barry, let's get that man's mic on. He's ready to sing.
Yeah.
There it is. All right. Kiss booty, everybody.
Yeah. Love it up! Y'all like that? So I wrote a song kind of like that. I'm going to change it up on you just a little bit. I want to do my song, Take Me Home. I wrote it about the prettiest lady in the room. It's a little jukey, and it goes something like this. Headed to the bar on the side of the night, looking for love, not looking for a fight. I'm shooting double whiskey and I'm already high when I looked across the bar and said her green eyes. She came and sat beside me, whispered in my ear. She said, "Come on, cowboy, get me out of here, take me home. Come on, baby, take me home." Baby, I won't do you no wrong. I've been drinking at the bar and I'm feeling alright. Come on, baby, won't you take me home? Just play me something. To her place, she had that ready for love kind of look on her face. Down Highway 5 and out through a field, she said, "I can't wait to stop right here." Put it in park and turned off the key, and we made love in the driver's seat. Take me home. Come on, baby, take me home. Take me home.
So Fish Moody with a great set. I'll tell you what, we've been treated to more music early in this show than we normally get. So that was fantastic, and like all of you, we're enjoying it, and we're sure you are at home as well. So we are going to visit the welterweight division, our fight coming up. Guys that are just a little smaller than our first fight. Yoelis Leo Molina is going to take on Ernest Davis, and there you see those gentlemen. They are a couple of welterweights. Molina is 3-1 with 3 knockouts, and Ernest Davis 1-2, trying to get his record to 500. And Albert, you've seen Molina fight, a Cuban by way of Cuba, now living here in Nashville, I believe.
Yeah.
And He's a fighter that has a lot of good skill set.
He has a lot of good skill sets, and he just got that debut. He got caught. You know, he was dominating the entire fight, and really he just got one bad punch. You know, when the ref says protect yourself at all times, that's what you need to do, because that's how he got caught, and that's how he got the loss. But other than that, you're going to see him. He can probably control the fight. He's very skilled to have only 4 fights under his belt.
Well, the amateur experience helped him, and this is his 5th country box appearance. So we're anxious to see how he does tonight against Davis. And let's go to the center of the ring.
All right, folks, it's time for fight number 2 of the evening. Now, entering the ring in the blue corner from Newport News, Virginia, Ernest Davis.
So here comes Ernest Davis. He is from Newport News, Virginia. I mentioned his 1-2 record. He's a 23-year-old. He comes into this fight off a 4-round unanimous decision loss to Andrew Kim, hoping to turn things around and get back to the 500 mark with his record.
And one thing that's unusual, that's both fighters are smaller than one fighter.
Entering in the red corner, fighting out of right here in Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Cuba, Big Dog, Yoelis, Molina.
So Yoelis, Leo Molina coming in. We mentioned he's got that 3-1 record, that won a loss in his first professional fight. Since losing that pro debut, he is 3-0. He's 7-1 in the Team Combat League. We'll explain that a little later as the fight goes on. And let's look at the tail of the tape for these 2 young men, both young at the beginning of their career. Not much else to choose from in terms of the physical dynamics between them.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight of the evening is scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division, presented to you by Jimmy Adams Promotions. We want to also once again recognize Murder Cigars by Edward Crow, an easy-bodied experience designed to pleasure mellow and full-bodied smokers alike. All right, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 145.8 pounds, fighting out of Newport News, Virginia, with a professional record, 1 win, 2 defeats. Please welcome Ernest Davis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a country box favorite in the red corner, weighing in at 147.4 pounds, a professional record, 3 wins, 1 defeat, all 3 wins coming by way of knockout, fighting out of Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Guantanamo, Cuba. Please welcome the big dog, Yoelis Molina.
All right, boxers, trunks are looking good. Remember, protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Any questions? Touch gloves. Come out swinging.
Here we go. Who y'all here to see?
So we're set to go in the scheduled 6-rounder. 2 southpaws squaring off against each other.
Yep, and as you mentioned, Molina has that amateur experience, and that also, when you're making that debut, you can kind of get caught in those amateur tendencies, especially in the clinch and protecting yourselves at all times, as you mentioned.
Yeah, since then he has put together 3 victories. And we mentioned Ernest Davis coming in off a loss. He had a win prior to that, a decision win. He also was stopped in his first fight.
Yep, and Molina's answered back with 3 first-round KOs, but he just got caught with a little right hook over the top right there from Davis.
Yeah, good right hook from Davis gets in. And
nice looping left hand right there as Davis was slipping under for Molina.
The one thing is getting him up, the the speed and making sure he can protect himself. Just like how we were saying, he got called at that one. He's got to protect himself all the time. He already has a very sharp offensive, skills, but it's like sometimes when he's dominating a fight, he lets, there's a little lackadaisical on his defense.
Molina going downstairs. Ernest Davis and him both using their right hook a lot early in this fight. We're halfway through round one in a scheduled 6-rounder of these two welterweights.
Yeah, you mentioned that looping left hand downstairs. That will be a weapon for Molina as Davis is constantly circling right. He's hurt right now.
Good right hand and a straight left sends Davis down. So, with a little over a minute left to go in round one, Davis hits the canvas.
Yep, Molina looking for his fourth consecutive first-round stoppage here.
Molina going after him now with under a minute left to go, probably, but potentially still time for him to get another knockdown or maybe even stop this fight. Davis is using all of this ring to try and avoid that. Good straight left hand by Molina, and again Davis is in some trouble.
Yeah, now the body as well is what really is hurting Davis too, so he can go down there with these headshots.
There's a right hook downstairs, and that sends Davis down for the second time in this round. And he will not beat the count. So, another knockout victory here tonight.
Whoa.
And some activity after the fight. I think that was inadvertent on the part of, now we got, in our last country box, we had some post-fight activity. We got it again here early on in the show.
Yeah, Molina, he was kind of protecting himself when the guy came at him. So, I mean, I can't blame him.
I think what happened there, honestly, is that that Davis was kind of off balance and still reeling from the knockout. And I think he was lunging forward, not so much as an aggressive act, though it would appear that way to Molina. So I think that was before the push, but in any case, calmer heads have prevailed, we hope, for the remainder of this. And the main story, and we'll take a look back at the action, and this is where the body shot, great body work downstairs. Well, that was the first knockdown. Oh, and also that was the first knockdown, and hitting after after he was down.
Correct.
I think it was a body shot right here on this the second knockdown right here. That's hurt him.
And
almost did it again there too.
Yeah, and that would end the fight. And so for Ernest Davis, not a good trip here to Nashville. His first appearance on Country Box, and it doesn't go quite the way he would want it. But for Yolis Molina, it is his fourth win in a row, and as Justin pointed out, his fourth straight win in round number one. So we see in this young man not only boxing skills, but obviously early power as well.
Yeah, he has a lot of power. His offense is pretty sharp, but it's just coming back on that defense. Like, the guy with a 1-2 record, or now 1-3 record, he shouldn't be getting caught with like little shots that he's firing back. So he's got to be a better defender. He's got to have just as good defense as he has offense.
Well, and he's early in his career, but those are the kind of things they're going to work on and try and improve on. Even with the amateur experience, still you're growing as a professional.
Yep.
And we're set to get the results.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the very first round, at just 2 minutes and 47 seconds, the big dog, Yolis Leo Molina!
So, the fourth professional win for Molina, and tonight appears to be a night of knockouts. We won't jump to that conclusion because it may change as the evening goes on, but right now it is for sure, and I think we're going to get some are we going to get an interview inside the ring? Let's see what happens here. I believe we are.
Got the English for that quite yet.
All right, just
all right. Hey, we got a post-fight interview. Don't go anywhere. Just
we are.
Mr. Molina.
Okay.
How you feeling, my man?
Todo rico.
What does that mean? Todo rico.
Todo rigato, hola.
Todo rigato goma. Oh, are you making me say cuss words? What are you saying? I need to get on Duolingo and figure out what you're saying.
Bueno, muchas gracias, Doc, y estoy súper contento porque mi madre y mi hija están aquí después de tanto tiempo.
Y'all don't even know what he said. Y'all just clapping. All right, man. Hey, you know I love you, man. You're one of our favorite fighters here at Country Box. I know you have some great sponsors. Can you go ahead and give a shout out to those folks right now? Oh, Murder Cigars? How you say murder in Spanish?
Estos son los mejores tabacos aquí en Nashville, Gaero. Míralos aquí, los tengo aquí en el short.
You gotta say all that just to say murder? All right, Murder Cigars. Who else has you got, Miss Ashley? That's it? Anybody else you want to thank?
Promotions and really everyone that's a part of our team and makes up this, and everybody knows who they are.
All right. Hey, congratulations. You look great. Oh, yeah, motion pouches. Go get you a motion pouch and put it in. Rick Ross in the building, everybody. There he is. The real Freeway Ricky Ross. Oh, is that those pouches? Let me get one, man. I'm not focused at all right now. I keep losing. What do I do? Do I just... Hey, you're supposed to say pause when you say something like that. He said just put it in your mouth. You put it in your mouth, though. Right. Like that? Okay. Hey, come see Freeway Ricky Ross. He'll give you one. If he tells you to put it in your mouth, just do what the man says, okay? All right. We're moving on. Are we ready for fight number 3? We're flying by the seat of our pants. We're going to go back to the Owls.
All right, well, so we're moving along with our boxing here tonight. The night of the knockouts, I think we can safely say. And I think that coming up is one of the fights that I'm looking forward to most on this card. I think it's going to be a real good one. Victor Abreu against Anthony Eliotti. It is a featherweight encounter. We have seen Victor Abreu here on Country Box. He is a 30-year-old who had very good amateur experience, and as a pro, he has been developing quickly because even though he's early in his pro career, he's already fought twice in 2 10-rounders. We saw him last time, and so we're looking forward to this matchup. Let's go back to JT.
All right, here we go. It's time for fight number 3. Hey, these motion pouches are good. Who's the motion pouch crew? Where's the motion pouches people at? They got up there? Hey, these are legit, man. I'm already so focused. I'm just ready. Extra ready. All right, here we go. Fight number 3 now. Entering the ring in the blue corner from St. Louis, Missouri, Anthony Eliotti.
So here comes Anthony Eliotti. He is a fighter who comes in here with a 6-3 record. All 6 of his wins by knockout. He has power in both hands, and he is a fighter who, interestingly, has all those knockouts, and yet in his losses has been kind of passive with his offense. So the question is, which one shows up here tonight to try and do battle? We're going to find out in a little bit.
All right. Y'all in the motion pouches, guys. Hey, I've been sober for a while. I don't need to call my sponsor right now, do I? These are okay? All right, cool. Just wanted to check real quick. All right, now, entering in the red corner, fighting out of Sunrise, Florida, by way of Cuba, Victor Abreu.
So here comes Victor Abreu, who comes in here with a 5-run record with 3 knockouts and with 2 KOs, excuse me. And we saw him last on cut. Well, there's the tail of the tape for these 2 fighters, and you can see that Abreu a little older. He had a lengthy amateur career, and Eliotti and he are, I think, on a comparable level, and we're going to find out as this fight goes on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 6 rounds in the featherweight division, presented to you as always by Jimmy Adams Promotions. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 130.8 pounds with a professional record of 6 wins, alongside only 3 defeats, and 6 of those wins, wow, coming by way of knockout, fighting out of the Lou, just like Nelly, St. Louis, Missouri, stand up. Please welcome Anthony Eliotti. And in the red corner, weighing in at 129 pounds, fighting out of Sunrise, Florida, by way of Cuba. He has a professional record of 5 wins, only 1 defeat, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome Victor Abreu.
All the rules in the bank. Just keep it clean. Listen to me at all times. Okay, touch them up. Good luck. God bless.
We go.
So we're set to go on this one, which is scheduled for 6 rounds. A tale of different layoffs for these fighters. No layoff virtually for Abreu, who beat Gregory Lee on our last Country Box show. Unanimous decision win in 6 rounds. And for Anthony Eliotti, he has not fought in 10 months, so we'll see how he does with that layoff.
Yep, and now obviously we got that open stance matchup, Eliotti being the southpaw, and Abreu's no stranger to that, especially being from Cuba. A lot of southpaws over there, so pretty comfortable, I would assume, with it.
Abreu is a very aggressive fighter. Herman Caicedo, his trainer, says, hey, he's on a seek and destroy mission in every fight. And even in fights where he doesn't get
Sorry, lost a little bit of...
So we are back. Momentary lag in power, but we are back with you. And we are in the midst of a good first round between Victor Abreu and Anthony Eliotti. And Abreu being very aggressive coming forward, and Eliotti trying to counterpunch him effectively. Eliotti the left-hander and Abreu the righty.
Yeah, and Abreu's doing a really nice job throwing. He's varying that right hand. You saw him just shoot it to the body, but he's also looping around and kind of meeting Eliotti where he's moving into.
Yeah, he's a very aggressive offensive fighter. That's what we really like to see here.
Good left hook a moment ago by Abreu. He's got a good left hook.
Yeah,
about a half minute left to go here in round number 1 of the scheduled 6-rounder, and Abreu coming forward aggressively.
Yeah, Abreu does a great job of, he's got that sturdy base. He gets a lot of his legs into these shots and gets a lot of his power, especially with that overhand.
And this is like a difficult fight for Eliante to start firing back, because you got a guy that's always firing, and then just almost any shot that Abreu lands can knock you out.
Well, only moments remaining here in round number 1, a round in which Victor Abreu has kind of carved out his turf, being very aggressive against Anthony Eliotti, who is fighting for the first time in 10 months. Mention of one of our sponsors, Murder Cigars by Edward Crow. Dried fruit wrap with floral notes lead to a lingering hint of cinnamon in those cigars. Tasty and smooth throughout, with a touch of body that stimulates the senses. So if you are a cigar lover, you're going to love that. And we are set to go here for round number 2. Victor Abreu taking on Anthony Eliotti in this featherweight encounter. Eliotti, a 25-year-old, I mentioned he has had knockouts in every one of his wins, has been stopped once by Iman Lee, an undefeated fighter, when he attempted to step up.
Yep, his first 10-round fight, I believe in that too. And as you mentioned, Eliotti, he could sometimes be active when he's going forward, but he's not really going to punch with you. He's mostly my turn, your turn. So if Abreu stays on the offense and kind of stays active, then he could have a field day.
You can see now, you can see a little bit more, a little more, trying to lose the word, but a little more pep in his step, Eliotti, knowing that he needs to fire back a little bit.
Eliotti is an interesting case because in the fights in which he's won, he's dominated his opponents, but in the ones he hasn't, he's been very passive offensively. And we're seeing a little bit of that here tonight. Nice right hand by Abreu.
Yeah, and Eliotti, I've seen him hurt in the past very badly with a body shot, and that's definitely, you can see him, he's keeping those hands low, and it's kind of opening the head for Abreu, but the body is a very vulnerable target for Eliotti.
Eliotti trying to get that straight left hand into the body of Abreu.
Now, Eliotti is also a very awkward southpaw, but you see him right there. When he does throw it, he can leave his hands down, and that's when he also could get countered.
Mentioned that Abreu has been in the Team Combat League. That is a boxing league where fighters perform on teams, and they fight one round at a time. And so he's got a 16-9 record, and that means each round he's won 16 and lost 9. It's a really fun concept and a fun league, and so many of the boxers are involved in it. He's trained by Herman Caicedo, his trainer here in boxing, on that team.
Yep, and Caicedo has had Luis King Kong Ortiz in the past, great trainer.
Big uppercut by Abreu on the inside. Under a minute left to go. Now more exchanges. Eliotti trying to get more offensive-minded as well.
Yeah, and Abreu's kind of letting him. He's kind of allowing that kind of mid-range distance right now, and that's where Eliotti does have the chance to kind of fire something back at him. Looks like he's possibly trying to bait him into a counter shot, but...
Under a half minute left to go here in round number 2, and Victor Abreu doing what he always does, coming forward and being a very busy fighter.
That one definitely stunned Eliotti. A shot right here in our corner.
So round 2 comes to an end, and it is a replay of round 1 with Victor Abreu doing some very good offensive work.
That shot right there was a perfect left hand to the jaw of Eliotti right here in our corner. I saw it and actually felt some of the sweat from it. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, when he gets his legs into it, that's when he could really, really sting you.
Well, part of the good offensive display that Victor Abreu has had over the first 2 rounds, I mentioned this one is scheduled for 6 rounds. Eliotti has been 6 rounds once, lost a decision, and that man, Victor Abreu, I mentioned he's been 10 rounds today, so he's very, very effective at going rounds. Let's head into the 3rd round.
Yeah, and you mentioned as well, Eliotti, all 6 of his wins have come by stoppage, and all of those have been within 3 rounds, so he's kind of at that turning point right here in round 3.
Eliotti kind of holding on the inside. Gets a warning from the referee, and then there goes that mouthpiece again.
Nice catch from the ref, though.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Now, Eliotti is not comfortable going backwards. That is not his strong suit, as you saw right there. He's feigning on all these, or baiting.
So it's kind of hard for him to go forward with an aggressive fighter like.
Correct. He's going to have to use that jab. Now, it is tough to do against a righty who's, it's not as open.
And actually, I think fighters, if they can move Victor Abreu back, they would like to do that because it's not his style of fighting, but not easier said than done. 2 minutes left to go here in round number 3, and Victor Abreu continues the assault on Anthony Eliotti, the 25-year-old who came in here with a 6-3 record and was hoping to add to another win there. And now in this sequence, he's showing some offense.
Yeah, I would say Abreu probably is aware of the power that Eliotti possesses, because he does, when Eliotti is on that backwards, that's when Abreu could really let loose and put an onslaught, especially in the corners here. But he's taking his time and not rushing into anything.
Halfway through round number 3, Al Bernstein, Justin Brown, and Albert Hainsworth bringing you Country Box. The 38th edition of Country Box. And Albert's been here for most of them.
Probably
maybe all.
35.
30, there you go.
35, yeah.
That's pretty good attendance.
It is.
No.
Definitely an A.
Yeah, exactly. Under a minute left to go here now in round number 3.
Now, Abreu does have that great amateur experience, and he's great from this mid-range also on the outside, but I would like to see him, work on being on the inside here, especially against the southpaw, and you kind of, when you're that close, that southpaw righty doesn't matter as much as well. See him fight through the clinch right there.
Good straight right hand by Abreu. Eliotti trying to counter off the ropes. He's been trying to do that effectively, but it hasn't been working too well for him. Under a half minute left to go in round 3. A lot of lunging by Eliotti, as we saw there, and he's been hit with counter punches sometimes when he does it.
Yeah, it was about to lunge right there, and he got caught with a little counter punch. Wasn't as effective, but definitely slowed him down.
So we reached the halfway point of this 6-rounder, and so far it has been mostly all Victor Abreu.
See, like Eliotti really taking some deep breaths in from his coach. And I don't blame him. And one thing I've noticed this round of fights is like we got more of the bucket and spitting water. Most times, like I said, I've been here 35 times, and you don't normally see a lot of the buckets and spitting. And it's only really the 4th round of this fight. So I wonder if guys had a little bit more parties. The New Year's,
I don't know.
A little bit.
Boy, you're making some charges here, Albert. Okay.
Yeah, well, a lot of these guys also, the unfortunate part of boxing with shows like this is sometimes you get that late notice, so you have to kind of.
Yeah, that's part of the issue. We head into round number 4, and Victor Abreu coming forward again.
See, this is where I'd like to see Abreu really work on the inside instead of accepting that clinch and then pushing him off him. Work on those tight little inside shots, because somebody will take that fight to him at some point.
Yes.
Abreu, the 30-year-old from Florida by way of Cuba. And even though he's only got 2 KOs in his career, he does have pop in his punch, and he fights like a fighter who is looking for knockouts. And but that volume punching is what creates wins for him.
Yep. Even in that TCL, I believe he had 3 knockouts in those 1 rounds, which is tough to do.
Body work there by Abreu as he blasts away against Eliotti, and there's some of the inside work you were saying you'd like to see more of it. Eliotti is holding a bit on the inside as well.
Yes, he is.
He's getting
good left hand by Eliotti and an uppercut. Let's see if that made an impact on Abreu. And we've mentioned that there is some power from Eliotti with those 6 knockouts. So let's see if that had any impact on Abreu.
I think maybe Abreu was a little bit hurt.
Left hand again by Eliotti. So Abreu, though, he's coming forward and he takes a right. So for Anthony Eliotti, this has been by far his best moments of the fight.
And you see, this is in close. This is where Abreu needs to work on and really get that, because he's resting in this clinch right now. If Eliotti wanted to and have that experience, he could take a step back and land something.
Minute to go in round number 4. It has been by far the best round for Anthony Eliotti. About a 40-second sequence that was very good for him. Will it be enough to win him the round, and could it turn this fight around?
See, when Eliotti's allowed to come forward like that, that's when he could have success, and he's smiling right now.
Abreu got snuck in a right hand during that sequence.
You can see, like, also Abreu kind of breathing out of his mouth a little bit more than he has before. Like, I think those few punches that Eliotti landed, taking a little bit out of Abreu.
Correct, and as Al mentioned, those clinches as well, when Eliotti's kind of holding him, putting some weight on him as well.
Well, final moments of round 4, the best round so far for Anthony Eliotti. Was it good enough for him to win that round against Victor Abreu, and will it change the tenor of this fight? We'll see.
You know, something I'd like to see is Abreu go to the body if he can a little bit more on Eliotti. Because I know you can tell that Eliotti, you know, he is tired, but he's going to throw punches and he has that power that's still, you know, finishing.
He had dramatic moments, Eliotti did, in the 4th round, and we'll see if he can continue that momentum. We head into round number 5. This one is scheduled for 6. Featherweights, the left-hander in the ring is Anthony Eliotti, a 25-year-old who came in 6-3, and Victor Abreu is the righty. He is 5-1, and a 30-year-old who has been putting on the pressure for most of this fight and had things his own way for the first 3 rounds, and then round 4 was not quite what he wanted.
Yeah. And now look, Eliotti landing those punches, even if it's not going to turn this fight around him, even if he's not going to win, they still give him that confidence to hang around and kind of get a little bit brave in there. You know, it gives you that adrenaline to keep pushing, because Abreu was putting on him for those first 3.
Abreu still coming forward as he has throughout this fight.
And there's that mouthpiece again.
Well, he just he spit his own mouthpiece out, to be honest.
Now, as you mentioned as well, that the body is a target for Abreu against Eliotti, but Eliotti is aware of that because his body is so vulnerable. He keeps those hands low, and he's okay taking those headshots from what it seems like.
Yeah.
You know, they're not helping him, but he would rather take that than the body.
Yeah, because you know that'll definitely finish him like you saw the last fight.
Yep.
Abreu using the jab to work his way in, and then very aggressive with combinations. So the little momentum that had been built up in round number 4 for Eliotti is evaporating a little bit.
Yep. And Abreu is a power puncher, as we mentioned. But one thing he could learn as he continues to grow as a pro is not every shot has to be hard and hurt you. He could throw those pitter-patter shots, set something up.
That right there, Eliotti got caught with a body shot, and that took that smile off that face. And actually a little bit of drool came out of his face. You see him now protecting that body a lot more. He threw an overhand and got caught straight to the body.
A little over a minute left to go here in round number 5, and it has been a return to what we saw in the first 3 rounds. Victor Abreu doing great offensive work, and Eliotti kind of just
surviving and
trying to get through the onslaught. Nice right downstairs by Abreu, and another good body punch. Victor Abreu using the jab in this round as well. We got about a half minute left to go. in round number 5.
And there's a combination punching that I would have kind of been looking for as well, because he's been a lot of one shot at a time now. They are hard and they are landing, but I would also like to see those combos and really force the referee's hand to stop this fight if he's not going to do it with one shot.
You can see also you can see Elioto hands a little slower now. I mean, like if he can somehow, I don't know, maybe go to the ribs, the kidneys, or something like these are shots that's open to the body on Elioto. He could really finish this fight early. But I know he doesn't have that many knockouts, but still love to see it.
So that'll do it for round number 5 in this featherweight encounter. And we are going to be heading into the final round with Victor Abreu, the 30-year-old. You see his trainer, Herman Caicedo, who is a very well-known and excellent trainer in boxing. He's trained a number of world champions. That's the corner of Anthony Eliotti, who is came into this fight with hopes of notching his 7th victory. Things have not gone perfectly for him, but there's Caicedo, as I mentioned, a very, very well-respected trainer in boxing. Abreu got a late start as a pro, partially because of that lengthy amateur career and in Cuba, and but he's trying to make the most of the years he has, and he's done a good job so far in his pro career. Final round of this featherweight battle.
Yeah, and you see Eliotti coming out with some confidence, making it to the 6th round, and trying to land something of note. He has had success with those left hands.
Well, a reminder that in round 4 he looked like he splashed his power against Abreu.
Now, you've mentioned Abreu has a good jab. He could also, especially against the southpaw, doubling the jab like he did right there and taking that step back, that opens up that right hand.
Yeah, he's been doing that the last couple rounds, and that's been very effective for him. Eliotti with a left hand and a right hook downstairs. The Eliotti uppercut, when he's thrown it, has been effective on the inside.
Yeah, very awkward fighter, and he'll kind of just lead with that left hand, and Abreu hasn't quite 100% figured it out so far. Now, it's not giving him too much trouble, but it is landing at points.
Halfway through round number 6, the final round of this featherweight encounter, and Victor Abreu putting an exclamation mark on it with a very active round number 6.
Those little short uppercuts to the body, I mean, they definitely affect Elioto.
And that's what I was talking about, where you could throw those little shoe shiner, pitter-patter shots and kind of occupy that guard, then find the opening.
Yeah, especially like when Elioto's like kind of lunging in. Those little shots right to the gut. I mean, other than him ducking his head.
Now, one thing you could also do is turn him a little bit more.
Yeah.
A minute left to go in round number 6.
Because Abreu could take that step to his right here and kind of find that opening for that right hand. But he's kind of coming in and out on straight lines at the moment.
There's a right again by Abreu, and that one landed pretty well. About a half minute left to go in this fight. One that's been dominated by Victor Abreu, with the small exception of round 4.
And there he stepped to the right, yeah.
Good right hand by Victor Abreu. And again, he pushes Eliotta into the corner where he has been for much of this fight. And we have only seconds remaining, so it looks like this one will go to the scorecard. Good work by Victor Abreu, punctuating this fight.
Yep.
So that'll do it. This one goes the distance, unlike our first 2 fights. And it is a very impressive performance by Victor Abreu, potentially winning most of the rounds. One would think maybe at least 5. Maybe the 4th round might go to Anthony Eliotti, but for Victor Abreu, the 30-year-old from Cuba, now living in Florida, this was the kind of effort that I think he would be happy with.
Yep.
I think so. It's definitely a learning fight. Things that I see that he needs to kind of work on. I felt like he was leading with his head just a little bit. That if Eliotto was a very aggressive fighter, or felt like he needed to fight aggressively, he could have landed some good straight rights to Abreu's head.
Correct. Yes, and also this fight was at 130 pounds, is what Eliotti weighed. So Abreu started his career at 122, but featherweight 126 is his sweet spot. So maybe that power could play a little bit more down 4 pounds.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So we're waiting this decision. JT Conway is going to give it to us in just a little while, and Victor Abreu kind of looking at his right hand and shaking a little bit. You have to wonder if maybe he didn't suffer some kind of injury in this fight. Hopefully not, for his sake.
Yeah, he's kind of tending to it.
We're almost ready for the decision. Let's send things up to JT.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. 2 judges have it 60-54. 1 judge, David Hudson, has it 59-56. All for your winner. In the red corner, Victor Abreu.
So no big surprise there. We saw a win by Victor Abreu, as we expected. After seeing the fight, we expected to see a decision win for him, and he did in fact get that, and he got a justly deserved wide decision as well. So good effort by him as he wins his 6th fight as a professional and continues his march toward what he hopes will be a lot of success in the professional ranks.
And Eliotti made a nice account of himself in there as well. At points, a good opponent, tested Abreu and got him better, I would say, if he could learn from this.
He had good moments in round number 4, did Eliotti, and that part of the fight went well for him. Mm-hmm. So we're 3 fights in this evening, and we've had a couple of knockouts and then an excellent performance by Victor Abreu in winning a 6-rounder. And we are getting ready here for more activity. And next up, we're going to have the debut of 2 fighters, William Phillips and Darian Williams. Both will be making their pro debuts. Let's go to JT.
All right. Hey, folks, you may have noticed a little commotion over here by the ring. We got some music, royalty in the building. I tell you what, I don't know how I get so lucky to be able to do this, man. I'm just some knucklehead that Jimmy Adams put on and gave a microphone a few years back, and now I get the opportunity to talk to these guys. This is incredible. Right off the bat, we got Yellow Wolf in the building. Put your hands together. My man, how you doing, sir? Struggle Jennings in the building. One of my all-time favorite guys, and about to be a new grandpa. There's about to be a new grandpa coming up, man. Congratulations, Gramps. Young Buck in the building. How you doing, sir? Let's go. Wow. I can't even believe this is really my life, man. I'm just doing this with Jimmy Adams. Appreciate you putting us on. Now, I heard there's going to be an after party. Who's going to talk to me about the after party? And let's look up at this camera when we do it. Anybody know about the after party? It's supposed to hype this thing up. You know where it's going down, Buck?
I don't know.
Fair enough. There it is, man. If that's not how you hype an after party, I don't know what is. My man, come tell me about the after party.
Hey, if you coming to the after party, make some noise. Hold on. Y'all sound like y'all not from Nashville. Nashville in the house, make some noise. After party gonna be lit. 2 Live Reset.
All right, where's it gonna be, man? Where they going? Where they going to the after party? Tell me, man.
It's gonna be right here in the ring.
It's gonna be in the ring? Holy smokes, Jimmy Adams, it's gonna get wild, man. Hey, I am so excited right now to have all this Nashville royalty, man. Struggle, man. Talk to us about this grandbaby on the way. How excited are you about that, brother?
Paw Paw, baby.
That's what we calling you. Paw Paw Jennings right here. Or Struggle Paw Paw. What's it going to be?
It's going to be Paw Paw. But shout out to the guy that's having my grandbaby, Austin Dulay, and my beautiful daughter, Innocence.
Austin Dulay in the building. His dad, Fred Dulay. Now, Fred, you've been a grandpa for a while, right? You got, what, 17 grandkids? 13 with one on the way. So you can help Struggle out. Give him some grandpa lessons, stuff like that. That's what's up, man. All right, cool. Gentlemen, we really appreciate having all y'all in the ring. Hell, if anybody wants to say anything, you say whatever you want, man. We can do anything we want. Jimmy's here. You want to say anything, Yellow Wolf, man? It's such an honor to meet you, man. You got a lot of fans in the crowd. People were excited when you walked in, brother.
All right, man. I'm happy that Nashville has this scene popping up with my brother Buck and Edward Crow with Murder Cigars, Jimmy, Ricky, my new trainer Primo, who's got me in the gym every day for 45 fucking days. I'm suffering right now to keep up with these athletes. I'm happy to be here. My daughter's here, and Dea, my brother Malay and Iris and Ashley. A lot of families in the building. J. Michael Phillips. I could go on and on, but we're here to support, and we love the new scene in Nashville. Nashville needed this, period, point blank. So thank you guys.
Hey, this is turning into a fight town, Nashville. Nashville, Cashville, Tennessee. My man Buck's got something to say. What you got to say, my friend?
I got an announcement to make tonight. If anybody can look around and be able to let Fat Joe know I want to box his motherfucking ass right now.
What y'all say? Buck versus Fat Joe, right here in the Country Box ring. We can make it happen.
Hey, look, it's going to cost some money, though. But give me 90 days and I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to get right and we'll settle it that way. I just feel like I want to fight. And then I also want to tell the fighters tonight, can we get a knockout? We want to see somebody get knocked out tonight. If you want to see somebody get knocked out, say hell yeah.
Hey, Fat Joe getting knocked out. Fat Joe getting knocked out. I can guarantee it. Hey, what are you training for, Yellow Wolf? You fighting? We need to get you on a card too, brother. I can see this happening. Maybe this guy versus Jake Paul. You will break his jaw again, man.
I'm fighting for a platinum record. Fuck all that.
Let's go. That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, we got some great sponsors in the building. Hey, so you got me a whole thing? Bro, look, the only thing I could focus on was that pretty blonde girl like 6 rows back. Now I'm so focused on my note cards, everything, man. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. All right, Hell Struggle. Hey, you want to try some? Dude, these are dope, man. He said I don't even have to call my sponsor after this. Yeah, he said it's okay. He says my PO finds out it's okay too, man. It's all good. All right, fellas. Hey, the cowboy hats are looking good, gentlemen. Hey, yo, put your hands together one more time. That's cool as shit, right? That's a pretty good time here at the old Troubadour Theatre. You never know who's going to pop up. You say Yellow Wolf's from your hometown? Where are you from?
Gadsden, Alabama.
Gadsden, Alabama. Stand up. I see you, man. That's what's up. All right, cool. Well, hey, as they're exiting the ring, folks, we're coming up on fight number 4. It's pretty cool, huh? We're getting some damn celebrities around here. How about it? How about it?
Well, there you see the matchup coming up. William Phillips and Darian Williams. They're both making their pro debut, both from St. Louis, Missouri.
What you think, man? What's your favorite Young Buck song, man? Did they have Young Buck back in the day when you was listening to rap music?
So that is the matchup coming up. William Phillips and Darian Williams, and we are here ringside. Al Bernstein along with Albert Hainsworth and Justin Brown, and we were treated to a very interesting 6-round fight before that, and now what we're going to show you is, which is always fun to see fighters early on in their pro career. 2 fighters who are very different because William Phillips, a 23-year-old, has a lot of amateur experience of 65-12, and Darian Williams only 12 amateur fights. So we have fighters at a different level in terms of their coming into this pro debut. But Justin, either way, there's some butterflies and nerves when you're getting in for your first pro fight.
Oh, I've heard plenty of fighters say they just look at the ceiling for 8 hours, no sleep. But also not even that, just the matchmaking. Because when you have two debut guys going against each other, you're never quite sure what that prospect's going to get in that opponent making their debut. So it's always kind of a shaky moment, a lot of butterflies for everybody around.
Yeah, that's for sure. And for Phillips, he has a lot of amateur experience. He had 6 Golden Glove titles in St. Louis. So he comes in here and he was confident in the early in the fighter meetings. And now I'm told JT Conway's ready to do the announcement. So let's go up to him.
All right, folks. All right, we're going from Struggle Jennings, Yellow Wolf, and Young Buck right into fight number 4. Now entering the ring in the blue corner from St. Louis, Missouri, Darian Williams. Gucci.
So here comes Darian Williams, as I mentioned, a resident of St. Louis. He is a 21-year-old. Making his pro debut. Said his idol is Muhammad Ali. Loves the greatest of all time, and hopes that he can have some success as a professional.
This man came out there, Gucci. Let's see what this guy's coming out to now. Entering in the red corner. Hey, he's also from St. Louis. Y'all know each other? Here comes William Phillips.
So William Phillips, the multiple-time Golden Gloves champion in St. Louis, making his entrance to the ring. 23-year-old. He will come in with his trainer, Tracy Henderson, who's been with him since he was 10 years old. And they both enter the ring here for their first country boxing experience.
Ever since a kid, I wanted to help them. You know, rubbing my obsession. At first, I knew I'm wrong. Felt like I was all on my own. Everything I did kept going wrong. I finally figured it out. I finally think I'm gonna make it out. Start doing shows on rolling loud. They gon' be screaming shots too loud. He was just a child. Wow. Almost had to snake my dog out because he tried to snake me.
And there's the numbers in this fight. A little bit of a height advantage for Darian Williams, and they're both youngsters, as you see.
I see. This man brought his own rapper. He brought his own rapper with him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next fight of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super middleweight division. Presented to you by Jimmy Adams Promotions. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 159.4 pounds. Making his pro debut, that's what's up. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Y'all put your hands together for Darian Williams. And in the red corner, weighing in at 165 pounds. Hey, he is also making his pro debut. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. This is your man, William Phillips. The battle for St. Louis is underway.
So we're set to go for this one with William Phillips and Darian Williams in the super middleweight division.
Yep, and a little bit of a weight discrepancy here. Phillips has got 5 pounds on him about, but once again, a little bit of late notice for him. I think he would prefer to be at middleweight going on in his career.
Yeah, they're both naturally middleweights, and both these fighters found out kind of mid-December about this fight. Obviously, Williams, the left-hander. Phillips, I mentioned Williams had 12 amateur fights. He actually only had 1, and he's been boxing for about a year.
Yeah, you could see a little bit of the inexperience with him. Now, you could see right there Phillips coming around with that left hook, so it might take him a minute to figure out this awkward boxer, but yeah, Williams is going back with those hands down, and that could be a little bit sketchy.
Well, a lot more experience, obviously, for Phillips overall in the ring.
Now, also very composed Phillips is for making his debut, and there's a good body shot, straight right hand of the body from him.
There's going downstairs is Phillips with the right hand. He describes himself as a slick boxer, and right now he's being a power puncher. Good left hook on the inside, and some troubling moments early in this fight for Darian Williams. And you can see that Phillips is a much more well-schooled fighter, that he's had more experience in him, so he's putting that to use here in round number one. Good right hand downstairs by Phillips.
Yeah, that's 5 in a row now from him going down there now. He is having success with it, so no need to change that left hand, but better boxers might start getting tuned to that.
Big right hand, and now Williams in some trouble.
Yeah, it's a difference from street fighting to boxing. I mean, this is, as you see a boxer and more of like a street fighter.
Yeah, Williams, he just doesn't have the experience yet. And even though they're making their pro debut, there he goes down for the first time in his pro career. And
yeah, it was the body shot.
Yep. Right in those solar plexus.
Yeah, he's going to probably be done if he could stand up, or at 28 seconds, he'd probably be finished in first round.
It's going to go.
Yeah.
We're in the final seconds here of round one, and Darian Williams is struggling to make it through this round.
Yeah, there's another shot to the body.
Yeah.
He's done.
Another right hand sends him down, and this might be the end.
Yeah.
And he will not make it. So, in round one of his pro debut, William Phillips, the decorated amateur in the St. Louis area, gets his first win as a professional. And his trainer, Tracy Henderson, with him, happy to see his young charge. And this was where the aggression of Phillips came to light, landing the counter left hook and straight right hands, and obviously the inexperienced showing of Darian Williams. And that was the first knockdown.
Yeah.
And then here's where the fight would end, with work to the body and the head by Phillips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was mostly that body shot that knocked him down. He wasn't really ready to get up from that.
No.
From that first one. So
yeah,
you can tell him he's still hurting from it.
Yeah, the story of that quick fight was that right hand of the body, multiple times from Phillips.
So for William Phillips, as he poses right there with his trainer Tracy Henderson, he gets a very impressive win in his first pro fight, and a disappointing one, obviously, for Darian Williams. Came in here with hopes to get things off on the right foot in his pro career, but obviously facing a fighter with much more experience in the amateur game than he had, and that certainly came to the forefront in this fight. So, tough night for him, but for William Phillips, the 23-year-old from St. Louis, he gets his first win as a professional. And we have another early knockout here on Country Box. And in a moment or two, JT Conway will give us the particulars on this. And we look forward to seeing William Phillips down the road. Obviously a talented young fighter.
Yep, got his feet wet in there tonight. Got to, taste that pro debut, get those smaller gloves on, and made a good account for himself once again with those right hands of the body.
Yeah, need to get him an opponent that's been on the ring a couple of times, just so we can see those, Golden Glove wins.
Yeah.
So. Like I said, he's a talented fighter, so I'd love to see him back here at Country Box.
Well, we hope we'll get to see him again here. He made a good debut, that's for sure.
All right, y'all. Young Buck said he wanted a knockout. They gave him a technical knockout. That'll work. Hey, with just 2 seconds left in the round by TKO from the Lou St. Louis, Missouri, William Phillips.
William Phillips gets his first win as a professional and does it in emphatic fashion against Darian Williams. Two fighters from squaring off from St. Louis, and they do it in Nashville, Tennessee. So they had to travel a bit to fight each other. And we're reaching the halfway point. Well, we're at the halfway point of our evening with 4 fights under our belt. And let's go up to JT Conway to continue things.
All right, folks, we're going to keep the action going. It's time for a little of the country in Country Box. Man, it's hot in here. I'm sweating like I stole something, man. You know? God, man, you hot? Yeah, man, we need to turn the air on. Barry, let's turn the air on. All right. Hey, my man who's always hot, Kiss Booty, let's go, baby.
Sitting low, the field is gold. Tractor's humming and I'm coming home. My baby's waiting with the red dress on. I've worked all week, time to get along. Across the creek, in the field on the right. Park the old truck and turn on the lights. Whisper secrets, drinking whiskey all night. That's country living on Saturday night. And when she's looking like that, in my cowboy hat, and the smell of her perfume, the way she smiles really drives me wild. Got me howling at the moon in the glow of her headlights. We'll be dancing in the dust tonight. I'll play me some, Brian. So clouds are rolling in, we're not afraid. Small town life is the bed that we made. We'll raise the kids, I'll cut the hay. Hold each other at the end of the day. When she's looking like that, in my cowboy hat, the smell of her perfume, and the way she smiles really drives me wild. Got me howling at the moon in the glow of the headlights. We'll be dancing in the dust tonight. Tonight, in the glow of the headlights, we'll be dancing in the dust tonight. Hey! How y'all doing, Nashville? Oh, man, come on. There's a bunch of fighting going on in here and a little bit of drinking and a little bit of jamming. How you doing, Nashville? All right. This next song I wrote for the working man, for all y'all keeping America rolling, keeping the things happening around the clock that we all need. God bless you. This one's for you. This one's called Working for American Dreams. on the job today. A whole lot of work, not much shade. We got it done. One more down the way. Sweat on my brow, ache in my back. The bills don't wait, so I got my lunch packed. On the grind again. Well, it's work we never real. The boss man said I gotta stay late, but I'm out the door. I'm on my way to my piece of earth out on the edge of town. Sit out on the porch and watch the sun go down. All around my girl, cold beer in my hand, a little bit of grace for the working man that's trying to make ends meet, working for American dream. Dirt on my hands, sun on my neck. Blue collar man, just paying on debt. We're on it someday. The kids are fed and the bills are paid. With earth all on the edge of town, sit out on the porch and watch the sun go down. All around my girl, cold beer in my hand, a little bit of grace for the working man that's trying to make ends meet, working for American dream. If you're hammering nails, driving over the road, working on the air, sleeping up the floor, we're trying to make ends meet, working for American dream. Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, you got a boy child coming. You're gonna be a son of a gun. You're gonna make pretty women jump and shout. The whole world gonna know what it's all about. You know that I'm here. Everybody know I'm here. I'm your hoochie coochie man. Everybody know I'm here. I got a black hat on. I got a mojo too. I got a Johnny Cockeroo, and I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna make pretty ladies lead me by the hand. The whole world gonna know I'm your hoochie coochie man. You know that I'm the seventh day, on the seventh hour, on the seventh month, seven doctors say she was born for good luck, and that you will see. I got $700, and don't you mess with me. You know that I'm held. Oh, everybody know I'm held. I'm your hoochie coochie man. Everybody know I'm held. I'll play me somebody once.
Well, it is not everywhere. You're going to hear Muddy Waters during a boxing show, but you're going to hear it here on Country Box, where Fish Moody dips into his blues bag and gets this place going. But we got heavyweights coming up.
You're feeling. I saw you doing the drums.
Yeah. That was. I'll tell you what. That was a great performance by Fish Moody, and he changed up a little bit and gave us a little blues to go along with the country music of the day, and that was pretty good.
That was great.
So that's the music portion of the evening. We're going to go back to the boxing, and we're going to go back to heavyweights, right? The ring survived the other heavyweights. It survived Michael Martin going,
Jones,
Michael Jones
got another test,
falling down in the ring, and now Dylan Pumphrey and Demetrius Shaw, two very big heavyweights, are going to test this ring again, and we're going to see how they do. And in a moment, we're going to go up to JT Conway to get things ready when they're ready to enter the ring.
Yeah, we got some real big boys. I mean, they're a little bit smaller than the guys that we had in the ring earlier, but 321 pounds and 332. I mean, that's like my playing weight back in the day.
Yeah, well,
my younger days.
That's for sure. Well, someone you could say those are the two smaller heavyweights.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Smaller heavyweights.
All right, let's go up to JT Conway.
All right, folks, it is time for fight number 5, and we got another one between two big fellas. Neither one of these guys never seen no Ozempic in their life. They are the two heavyweights coming in from the blue corner. Wilson, North Carolina, here he is, Demetrius Shaw.
Here comes Demetrius Shaw, who is seeking his first win as a professional. Coming back after a long layoff. He fought in 2018, and now he's returning to the ring to see what he can do to try and get another win as a professional.
And in the red corner from Clarksburg, West Virginia, Dylan Pumphrey.
And here comes Dylan Pumphrey, the 28-year-old, from Clarksburg, West Virginia. He has an 0-1 record as a professional. He lost his last time out against Bradley Scott. And so he's seeking his first win as a pro as well.
Someone's always got to go.
Yes. And there you see, we talked about the weights. These fighters still above 300, but they're big as well. But other than that, the other dimensions pretty close in terms of the height. And we mentioned that neither man has yet tasted a victory as a professional. That having been said, let's go back up to JT.
All right, folks, our next big fight of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you by Jimmy Adams Promotions. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 332.2 pounds, fighting out of Wilson, North Carolina, a veteran of 4 professional fights. Please welcome Demetrius Shaw. And in the red, hey, this man looking like a young butterbean right here in the red corner. You can tell he's from West Virginia, weighing in at 321 ready pounds from Clarksburg, West by God, Dillian Pumphrey.
All right, boxers, trunks are looking good. Remember, protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Any questions?
With some tattoos.
We go.
It's probably less the talent, Butterbean.
So we are set to go here in this heavyweight encounter.
Yeah, and they get going right away.
And they're after it immediately. Right hand gets in as...
Yeah, good look on the action on this one.
Demetrius Shaw comes after Dylan Pumphrey, and then Pumphrey coming back. And it is not the Marquis of Queensberry, but it is entertaining.
It is.
They used a lot of energy right there in that first one. We'll see if they kind of take a breather and get back to it.
Shaw, the lefty, but sometimes he's a righty. And Dylan Pumphrey, who in the little video we could see of him, actually has a pretty good jab and straight right hand when he uses it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that one, he almost set himself down with that right hand.
There's right hand again now by Pumphrey. So after the big start by Shaw, Pumphrey having some moments.
Timeout.
Is that the 4th mouthpiece of the night so far?
We lost another one. And already you can feel that Demetrius Shaw is tired.
He's taking a little breather here. I think Pumphrey's okay with it himself as well.
Well, this is the ultimate heavyweight 4-rounder.
They might both knock each other out, so they keep an O.
I asked Pumphrey yesterday if he wears those trunks for butter. Oh,
right hand sends Shaw down.
He's done.
I don't know if he could get up.
He may be down more out of fatigue than anything else, but
He said
he's not getting up.
this would appear to be the end of this match.
Might have hurt his hand.
In any case, he is out, and this fight comes to a quick ending with Demetrius Shaw on the mat. Something, whether it was that shot or an injury, he's having a hard time down there.
I hate to say it. Wilson, North Carolina never fails. I don't think I've ever seen any fighter here in Country Box from Wilson, North Carolina to ever win a round, let alone a fight.
So you're saying that the boxing community has not produced a lot of winners here at Country Box?
They might be 2 in 2,000.
Okay.
A little replay here.
Well, here's where Dylan Pumphrey sent Demetrius Shaw down.
I think Pumphrey landed a jab, and that was kind of about it.
Yeah, there might have been a right hand snuck in there off the top of the head, but in any case, for Dylan Pumphrey, it's his first win as a professional.
Yep.
He came in this fight 0-1, and now he does have a win to his name, and we're happy that Demetrius Shaw is back on his feet.
Mikey he might have. He kept complaining. He might have pulled a groin, to be honest.
Yeah, he's definitely laboring him.
Yeah, some kind of injury not connected with the punch. No
Pretty
doubt.
sure he wasn't stretching or anything like that.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure he was not. Yeah.
All right, so Dylan Pumphrey enjoying the moment as he gets his first win as a professional. A fun guy when we chatted with him at the JT's giving him some advice on how to pose. All right, that's something, you have an all-purpose ring announcer when he's willing to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
all right, the first win for Dylan Pumphrey, and he is happy about that. And we're going to get the particulars in just a moment or two from JT Conway. Hope whatever the injury is to Demetrius Shaw, it's not a serious one. Probably when he went down, whatever the problem is occurred. And now he's walking around the ring, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, asked Pumphrey about those trunks if they're Butterbean inspired, and he said, what? So I don't think they were.
It was not an homage to Butterbean. It just happens to be the case. Let's go up to JT.
All right, folks, it only took 1 round and 1 minute and 40 seconds of the very first round. My guy from West Virginia, Dylan Pumphrey.
So Dylan Pumphrey gets his first win as a professional in a messy but effective way, and he gets a knockout over Demetrius Shaw. And in our next fight, we are going to move down in weight a little bit to the Cruiserweight division, where Russell Harris, a veteran of an 8-3 record against a newcomer to the professional ranks, Kelton Diltz, who is 0-1. And so we'll check on these cruiserweights in just a moment. Let's go up to JT.
All right, we're going to keep the action rolling right along. This is fight 6 of 8. So we got 3 fights left to go. Fight number 6. Entering the ring in the blue corner from St. Louis, Missouri, Kelton Diltz.
And there is Kelton Diltz, who comes in here with an 0-1 record as a professional. He's hoping to turn things around. He's a 19-year-old who was stopped in round 3 by Randy Martina in early December, so he's back in the ring already.
And now, also from St. Louis, Missouri, in the red corner, Russell Harris.
Here comes left-hander Russell Harris, who last time out lost an 8-round decision to Jeff Pace Jr., but in his 8 wins, Harris has all 8 wins by KO. There's a look at the numbers of this fight. A height advantage for Kelton Diltz. Whether he can use that remains to be seen. Obviously, Harris, the older fighter at 34, but much more experienced than Kelton Diltz.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds in the Cruiserweight division, presented to you by Jimmy Adams Promotions. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 200.8 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, please welcome Kelton Diltz. And in the red corner, weighing in at 197.2 pounds, also fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, with a professional record, 8 wins, 3 defeats, with all 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome Russell Harris.
Guys, we went over all the
So we are ready to kick things off in this 4-round cruiserweight fight. Veteran Russell Harris, the left-hander, who is facing a big height disadvantage. The heights were listed a little closer, but it looks to me like there's a little more disparity. Harris, the 34-year-old, who, as I mentioned, has all his wins by stoppage. We'll see if that power can come into play in this fight.
Yeah, and one thing that you could take note of with Harris is that he is southpaw, but he is a dominant right-hander, so that lead right hand of his is very strong.
You can see the difference in the in the experience with between these fighters. Here you see Dilts is more like slapping at the paw type punches, not really throwing punches. So yeah.
Well, Dilts has been boxing for 1 year. He's had 12 amateur fights. Now, he's never fought a lefty before, but has sparred with lefties, he said. So we'll see how that plays itself out here.
Yeah, never fought a lefty competitively, even in those amateur fights, he said. But he said it's not going to make too much of a difference. We'll kind of seeing he's uncomfortable to start this so far.
Yeah.
Now, Harris fought his first 4 fights as a heavyweight, then moved down to the cruiserweight division. He says he's much more comfortable here, and seems like his body type is much more suited to the cruiserweight division. A slow first round. Dilt's not doing much offensively, and Harris kind of looking for opportunities. Good jab by Harris.
Yeah, Harris was all the way up there when he started his boxing career at 230, so he's been losing weight, and he says he's getting a lot more comfortable, especially at this cruiserweight division, especially as a smaller guy too, Harris.
Probably feels better at a smaller weight.
Now you see that jab at Harris, that's his, and that lead right hand, that's his money shot right there.
Good right hook by Harris, as Kenton Dilt's trying to see what he can do from range with his height, and it looks like a reach advantage as well, but so far it's been Harris getting in better with his shots, using his jab very effectively, and there's that hook again from Russell Harris. And we're less than a minute left to go here in round number one.
And you can see just like how Dilts is kind of more bending down to kind of get on, on Harris's height.
Yeah, Dilts flips southpaw there, but he has very narrow stance, very upright is Dilts, and it's leaving that body open for that jab of Harris especially.
Seconds remaining here in round number one of the scheduled 4-rounder, and so far Russell Harris has been able to control the action with his jab primarily in this first round. We'll see what Kenton Dilts can do to respond to that in round number 2. Well, Harris punctuates round 1 with a beautiful 1-2 combination.
Yep.
Hopefully his coach is going to trainer's going to tell him to pick up the pace a little bit against Dilts, because I don't see a lot of power out of his punches, and I think he can finish him pretty quickly.
Now, there's nothing coming back at Harris from Dilts at the moment, and the reason that Harris is a southpaw is he started wrestling, and he's used to that front lead foot forward, so he is comfortable on the inside, especially with that weight and moving around in there.
And he wrestled at 171 pounds, so he went all the way up to heavyweight for the first part of his career, and now in a more comfortable cruiserweight division. He works, Russell Harris, as a general manager of a detail shop and in St. Louis, and one of the owners is a big fan of his as a boxer, which probably helps him get off and come and work on his training and come to do these fights. So we're in round number 2, the scheduled 4-rounder. Kenton Dilts kind of got off a nice straight left hand as a counterpunch there. We'll see if any more of that is coming.
Yeah, he met him and flipped him and said, I'm going to put my strong hand forward just like you. And it has slowed the pace down a touch.
Harris coming forward, looking for a power shot that he can land. A reminder, Harris has won all his fights, all his 8 fights by knockout. So when he wins by stoppage.
Yeah, and like you said, Al, I would like to see him kind of start pushing the pace. I don't think Dilts has shown anything that could bother Harris too much, and he could really step in on him like that.
Jab downstairs. You can feel Harris is trying to set something up to the head with that. Harris said he felt his right hook was his best punch, and so far it's been effective on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, he was telling the truth with that one.
Yeah, going that straight jab. I mean, it's been killer. It's been snapping Dilts' head back, pretty well.
That's where you could see that late start with the footwork from Harris. He's kind of just following around Dilts around the ring, and there he's following him with a right hook, but when he gets into the corner.
Straight left hand, Dilts in trouble. Dilts throws back with a good straight of his left hand of his own. It keeps him in the fight momentarily. Big round for Harris as he comes forward. Kenton Dilts in trouble on the ropes and holding on now.
Yeah, one thing that Dilts got to know, he would fire back good straight, counters after getting popped.
He did
a number of times, but he thought that one thing was going to stop him. Now he's kind of learning. He's learning in the ring.
Under a minute left to go here in round number one, and a difficult round for Kenton Dilts, but he did not fold under the pressure of Russell Harris. He fought back, and let's see if Harris gets him now.
The one thing about Dilts, he actually has pretty quick hands.
Oh, he's in trouble now, and this may be the end. Harris getting him to the body and the head, and Dilts looks tired and discouraged.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's done.
And Russell Harris trying to put an end to this here in round number two. The veteran gripping body shots.
Yeah, Dilts has no clue what to do when he's in the corner like that.
Seconds left to go in round number two. It looks like Kenton Dilts will get through this round miraculously. So big round for Russell Harris, and for Kenton Dilts, he is happy to get that stool.
Yeah, you can tell those body shots really zapped a lot of energy out of Dilts.
Yep, and we'll see a little replay here, it looks like.
Yeah.
Here is Harris landing that right hook. That's a punch that has been very effective for him, and there it is again. And the straight left also hurts Dilts. This is the moment at which Dilts looked like he was in trouble, but tried to and did come back with a couple of counter punches that actually kept Russell Harris from putting him out there.
Dilts got mad that he's like, you hit me when I was turning my back to you, here's this. But not really enough, because as you said, he does have quick hands, but he chooses to just kind of flick them and try and land something. Not much behind it.
Yeah, it's not going to be a one-hitter quitter from him. So
we're headed to round three. That was Tracy Henderson there in the corner of Russell Harris. Harris from St. Louis, as is Kenton Dilts. Kenton Dilts knew of Russell Harris. Doesn't know him personally, but he had seen him fight in St. Louis. And, of course, Harris is an experienced pro from that town.
Yeah, Dilts, you could definitely see that lack of experience. As he said, he started boxing very, about 2 months ago and just for fun, and he figured he could do something with it turning pro, but you could see there's a level between these two.
Well, he had the 12 amateur fights, and that kind of fueled him to try his hand as a pro, but Harris is a much more experienced fighter, obviously.
I mean, if he gets into the gym, has a good trainer. I mean, he has fast, he has quick hands.
He's clearly a work in progress, and against lesser opposition, might be able to put that offense to work.
Yeah, and he's overmatched and hasn't quit. He's fired back when he gets hit, and just outclassed though.
Harris working on the inside, ripping shots to the body and the head, and Dilts in trouble again.
You could see a little bit of the amateur is like.
See right there, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the body length he wants to quit, but he's circling the ring, he's grabbing, he's not going down. He's got hit with some great shots. We've seen guys hit with less shots that went down. earlier. So
he hasn't made that agreement with himself to quit yet. No, he is still trying. He is still trying to land something.
Good jab by Harris. Of course, Dilts was stopped in round 3 by Randy Martina in his last fight, and Martin is trying to make that happen in this fight, and he's landing some good shots. Kenton Dilts countering.
Now we would like to see Harris get back to that really strong jab of his, because he's kind of, he's landed those big shots. He could get back to really forcing Dilts backwards and landing that good power jab of his, especially to the body.
Under a minute left to go in round number 3. Russell Harris in the white and blue trunks, having his way so far with Kenton Dilts, the inexperienced 19-year-old.
And I know there's 3 minutes 30 seconds left.
Big straight left by Harris, and in these final moments of round number 3, Harris trying to put an end to this fight, which he has been yet unable to do, even though he has punished Kenton Dilts.
Another mouthpiece.
Kenton Dilts loses his mouthpiece, a theme of the evening.
But, that's like in this, this, like I said, is 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes left. If, Dilts gets out of this fight, I mean, that's a kind of a big win. Oh, he went down.
I think he's just too fatigued and too hurt.
Yeah, there's a quote. Yeah.
So, Kenton Dilts, for the second time in his career, is stopped in the 3rd round. Disappointing for that young man. But for this man, Russell Harris, a 34-year-old, who is trying to make his name in the Cruiserweight division and has now won 9 fights, all by stoppage. He's got 3 losses. He lost a tough decision his last fight out to Jeff Page Jr. that he felt maybe could have gone his way. Tonight he's able to get the job done very effectively. The body work and the straight left hand, very, very effective. And when he had Dilts in the corner here, this was where he was able to kind of put a finish to things.
Yeah, landed that straight left that shot that mouthpiece out of Dilts' mouth. And that was that.
I mean, right there, like you said, he decided to quit on himself.
Yes.
I mean, he was literally, he had the bell, and he took a knee.
Yep. I think he just kind of realized, even when I hit him, that I'm not changing it. Now, it is an agreement that a lot of fighters do make with themselves. And it's hard to blame him in it because it is such a tough sport.
Well, Russell Harris didn't get enough of a workout, so he decided to do some push-ups. Tracy Anderson, who is
keep losing that weight,
bemused by that activity, and good job by Harris as he gets his 9th win as a professional. And we're headed toward our final 2 matches of the evening as we get the particulars in a moment or two from JT Conway. Let's go to him now.
All right. He took care of business, then did 50 push-ups at 2 minutes, 56 seconds of the 3rd round. Your winner by TKO, Russell Harris.
Win number 9 for the 34-year-old St. Louis resident. And he'll get some cheers when he goes back to St. Louis and works at his detail shop. He's the general manager there, and they'll be happy with what he did here in Nashville, Tennessee. So we're 6 fights into this 8-fight card, and we're headed toward our co-main event and our main event. The heavyweight matchup is on tap with Mr. Santana and veteran Rydell Booker. As we're going to have a couple of more heavyweights, but heavyweights that are on a slightly higher plane than the heavyweights we have seen thus far this evening, and will probably give us something more in the way of technique.
All right, folks, that was a fun fight. And now we're moving back into some music with my guy. Hey, you're the only guy I've ever known named Kish, man. You ever met another Kish? You're the only one. That's a cool-ass name, man. They only gave me 2 letters, JT, that's it, man. That's boring. I wish I'd have gotten something cool like Kish Moody, man. All right, listen. Hey, that last song y'all did was fire, man. What was that? Hoochie Coochie Woman or something like that? Hoochie Coochie Man, something? Hoochie Coochie something? I like it. Oh, hey, real quick. Motion pouches, y'all. If you get a chance, holler at them. They're right upstairs. Motion pouches. They are nicotine-free, drug-free. So if you're on probation, you can still put them in, right? Your PO1K is good with that. It's all good. You said? All right. For sure. Go see my man up there in the motion sweater and the big chain. You putting me to shame with that chain, bro. All right. You ready, kids? I got your mic on. I don't know, baby.
Barry. Oh, there you yeah.
There we go. Kid Smoothie, everybody.
Yeah. Storm clouds rolling in, gold caps again. Feel the change coming on the wind. Breeze is getting stronger and the nights are getting longer. In the calm before the storm begins. Save it, man, need to leave my home. The Lord knows that I would. I got no place to go like mighty oaks. My roots grow close. Sit right here, weather out the storm. The Lord said rain in the gold palm train. Stand on the road as the palm tree sway. Mississippi blue got me down today. From the red lightning, the Lord said rain. Rivers ain't flowing, the levee's holding on. Boarded windows, candles in the wind. Time crashes as the storm begins. And the levee breaks, Lord, take my hand. Wash me clean like the ocean sand. We'll rise again when the moment comes. For now we'll see the blue. The storm is gone. Nashville. Yeah, we're having a good time in here. Some good fighting going on, some good jamming going on, some real good drinks. Y'all don't forget to take care of Miss Betty and Stevie over there at the bar. They taking care of y'all. Bless you. Yo, this is Zachary Glover right here. Howdy, everybody. He's gonna do a little Johnny Cash for you.
Hear the whistle blowing, roll round the bend.
ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps tracking on the road. Will I hear this blowing all down to sand and trouble? Just a babe, my mama's his son. Always be a good boy, don't you ever play with guns, but I shot man Reno, just watching down. Yeah. Will I hear that whistle for me? And I cry. Well, you rich people, baby, you getting fancy diamond cars. I bet the drinking coffee, the smoking big cigars. Guess I had it coming. Oh, I can't be free. Change my mind. Better move it on. You farther down the line. Farther some prison. That's where I long to stay. So now don't listen. You're my blues away. Thank you.
Nashville, how y'all doing, man? Shoot, I go by 2 Live Bree. They told me I gotta get on the stage one time.
2 Live Bree in the building. What's up, my man?
Hey, if y'all having a good time, say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, this song just hit 1 million streams just not too long ago, so I gotta perform it for the Nashvillians. If you from Nashville, say yeah, yeah, yeah. If you from the South, say yeah, yeah, yeah. If you love Rick Ross, say yeah, yeah, yeah. If you love Jimmy Allen, say yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's drop it real quick. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Hey, turn me up. I need a 5-5 good time. A little mean girl with her nails pressed stay tight. Who loves her daddy cause he raised her just right. She know how to talk nice, oh I'm so sure. I need a Southern country girl. Can I get in the ring? Yeah, I need a Southern country girl. You can tell by the way she wearing the jeans. She love her cornbread and the collard green. I know she good girl, but she bad with me. She out on Bear Road, that's a Tennessee. She just my type, she a fella. When she say my name, she do a line dance, she a country babe. Okay, it's Southern Weight. It's getting lonely in the land of the free. Oh baby, baby, let me tell you. Buzz up in the air if you rockin' with me. Hey, need a fly, good time. A little mean girl with her nails pressed in tight. Who loves her daddy cause he raised her just right. She know how to talk nice, oh I'm so sure. I need a Southern country girl, yeah. I need a Southern country girl. I need a pretty face with some attitude and a little saucy like apple juice. If she a church girl, oh hallelujah. What you tryna do is getting lonely in the land of the free. Oh baby, baby, let me tell you. Flies up in the air if you're right. I need a fly, good time. A little mean girl with her nails pressed in tight. Who loves her daddy cause he raised her just right. She know how to talk nice, oh I'm so sure. I need a Southern country girl, yeah. I need a Southern country girl. I'm thinking Texas, Alabama, Georgia Beach, Atlanta. Mess around in Delaware or Louisiana, Maryland, Arkansas, put it out in Florida. Bring her home to Tennessee. She my baby mama. Yeah. She my baby mama. I need a fly, good time. A little mean girl with her nails pressed in tight. Who loves her daddy cause he raised her just right. She know how to talk nice, oh I'm so sure. I need a Southern country girl. Yeah, I need a Southern country girl. Yeah, I need a Southern country girl. Hey. Oh, I'm so sure. I need a Southern country girl. I go by 2 Live Free.
My man right there, 2 Live Free. I love that, man. The whole crowd was singing along, man. That is what's up. 2 Live Free. All right, y'all. We are going to get right back to it. It's time for our co-main event. Damn, this has been a fun-ass country box, huh? What do you say, Blake? This has been fun, man. We still got 2 more to go. We ready to walk these guys? Let's do it. Fight number 7 now, entering the ring. Oh, this guy is hilarious. This might be one of my favorite fighters. From the D, Detroit, Michigan, Rock and Ride, Rydell Booker.
And here comes Rydell Booker, a veteran, 44 years of age, but he's got a record of 27-11, and he comes in off TKO, 5th round loss to Peter Millis, but he has fought some of the best in the heavyweight division and has tested many a young prospect, as he will tonight against Nestor Santana.
And now entering the ring, in the red corner, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Cuba, Nestor Santana!
And here comes Nestor Santana, the 27-year-old, living in Miami, Florida, from Cuba, trained by Herman Caicedo, and he will have a huge edge in the age department where he is 27 against this 44-year-old, and they're both very big heavyweights. Santana wanting to move down in weight, and they want him to do that as he goes along.
All right, Jimmy, did you see that? He stepped right over the top rope. Dang, like the Big Show, like Andre the Giant. All right, y'all, our co-main event of the night is brought to you by none other than Jimmy Adams Promotions and Motion Pouches, nicotine-free, all natural. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in 265.4 pounds, hailing from the Detroit, Michigan, stand up. He's a veteran of 39 professional fights with 14 of his 27 victories coming by way of thunderous knockout. Please welcome Rockin' Rydell Booker. And in the red corner, he weighed in at 278 pounds. Y'all check it out. He's got a perfect record. 5-0. 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of the 305, Miami, Florida, by way of Cuba. Please welcome Nestor Santana.
We went over all the rules in the back. Just listen to me at all times. Keep it clean at all times, okay? Touch them up. Good luck. God bless you both.
So we kick it off here with this heavyweight encounter, a 6-rounder. Veteran Rydell Booker taking on 27-year-old Nestor Santana, who is 5-0 with 4 KOs. And this is a testing fight. I bumped into Herman Caicedo earlier this evening, and he said, well, tonight's the night where we find out a little bit more about Nestor Santana.
Yep, he was saying that it is tough to stop Rydell Booker, which it is now. He's only been stopped 3 times in his career, and 2 of them have been in 2025, but he is still a tough, durable dude. And as you mentioned, tons of experience. James Toney, 2004, Flip Hergovich in 2020.
Yeah, he's fought a who's who of heavyweights. Fought until he was turned pro in 2001, fought until 2004 when he lost his first fight to James Toney, left the sport for 13 years, was 22-1 when he left in 2004, and since then he's 5-10-1. So things have not gone as well for him. But he is here to see what he can do against Nestor Santana. Nice attempt at a right hand there by Booker. And
we had a little bit of a country standoff at Country Box for a minute there. But now you see this is where Santana likes to be. He likes to put his weight on you and really kind of tax you and really lean on you and throw those hooks, especially to the body.
Santana is a very good body puncher. Since Booker was knocked down and stopped by Peter Millis in his last fight with body punches, so we would expect to see Santana go downstairs.
Yeah, mentioned Booker's such a durable opponent, and that is kind of the only way to get to him. Now he is 44 years of age, though, but he still knows how to slow the pace, as you see.
Booker very adept at fighting off the ropes and not necessarily getting nailed with a big shot, and you saw evidence of that there.
Yep, that's that old school Detroit style, and he has that experience, as we mentioned, with James Toney. James Toney was the best in the world at leaning on the ropes.
Santana trying to get the left hook uncorked and the right hand. Booker said he felt Santana was kind of flat-footed and a little slow, and he said, I know the overhand right is coming. That's the punch I'm going to be aware of.
Yeah, and if there's a comp for Santana, it would probably be at the heavyweight division right now, Big Baby Miller, and actually that is who Booker has been sparring with, helping Big Baby for his next fight.
Yeah, definitely. This definitely is a good test for Carmen or Santana. You know, like
good right hand.
This guy's got. You see, Booker has some quick hands. You can see why he went so far as he did.
Nice uppercut on the inside. We're moments left to go here in round number 1 of this 6-rounder, and at the end of this round, Rydell Booker showing us a burst of offense.
That's that pro in him. He knows when to fight and try and steal the round.
And that'll do it for round 1 in this 6-rounder.
And Booker might have just stole that round with that little, that good straight right hand he had in that body shot. It was, not too much in that round, but Booker landed the best shot.
Yeah, absolutely. You could tell. Just just watching Booker. Booker is a very, very experienced fighter. And, I mean, just to walk away after losing to James Toney, I mean, like literally if James Toney trained and, you know, really trained instead of just sparring, like probably could be one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. So just to lose to a prime James Toney is not that bad. So it's a privilege right here for Santana to be in here to get tested and see how he's going to do. Like, just to tell him if he's going to go somewhere or he's going to need a little bit more work.
We head into round number 2. Rydell Booker in the black trunks, the 44-year-old heavyweight, and Nestor Santana, the young 27-year-old from Cuba, and they are going at it here in round number 2. Santana pressed the action, and Booker trying to turn things around on him.
Yeah, he literally kind of turned him in that corner and got a little bit of separation for that right hand after Santana came out with a good start to the round. And both these guys fight in spurts, obviously, as big heavyweight bodies, but Booker's not being bullied on the inside at 44. Santana's doing good work, but Booker's still kind of there and showing him who's the boss.
Yeah, Booker has the quicker hands for sure.
Yeah, Santana's landing some pretty good shots and has been the aggressor, but in spurts, Rydell Booker is showing, as we said, his skill set.
And that's Santana's game right there, is the lean on you, put all that weight, and this is where he's at his best.
And I would think that we would see Santana, he went downstairs with a big left hook. I'm sure we'll see more of that. A jab downstairs as well. And Rydell Booker waiting for those opportunities to fire back.
Oh, so excited. My girl.
Yeah, Rydell's kind of settled into that, at this point in his career, he's a good measuring stick to see where a young heavyweight's at. And he'll give you that experience without, really pressing the pace on you.
Halfway through round number 2, Santana, who was on the amateur team in Cuba, but was a replacement fighter, so he didn't get as much action on that team as maybe some might, but still had the experience of being a part of that.
Yeah, and Santana's starting to really, he's starting to kind of find his way in there right now, and as we mentioned, put that weight on him and get Rydell on those corners.
Well, he's even doing some feints, which is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And having a pretty good second round is Nestor Santana, who interestingly faced Fernando Cuza in the Team Combat League, and he lost his one round to Cuza. Cuza's beat Booker by decision 2 fights ago, so they have that commonality of opponent.
Yeah, and Booker's looking for that one, kind of that right hand over the jab of Santana on the way in there. But the feints, as you mentioned, are a good way to kind of prevent that in combination punching.
Santana really effective with his jab, both to the head and the body. Not everything getting through, of course, because Booker has defensive skills, but a lot is getting through. And that's going to do it for round number 2 in the 6th rounder. And there's the body work from Santana.
Yeah, when you have that big of body, I can see like Booker is doing a little old school teaching in there. It's like, no, you don't have to use your head now.
Yeah,
they don't want your body. But
well, this is Santana in the last round using that jab effectively, and it sets up the right hand. This was at the beginning of the round where they both went at it.
Yep.
And Rydell Booker, for fans that might not know of him, has one of the most delightful personalities. JT alluded to it. That you're ever going to find in the sport. Now that's Nestor Santana, and that's Herman Caicedo, his fine trainer, who is giving him instructions. And Caicedo, they want him to get down a little bit more in weight. They want him to gradually lose a little more weight.
Probably get in the 250 range, maybe?
Yeah, I'm sure they'd like to see that. And then they would feel a little bit better about it, but it's a work in progress.
And another Cuban heavyweight also that Herman had was Luis King Kong Ortiz, who had a pretty good career himself.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Great body shots.
So we're into round number 3, approaching the halfway mark in this 6-rounder. Rydell Booker, the veteran, with his back to the ropes, 44-year-old, taking on 27-year-old Nestor Santana. Santana faced some really good heavyweight prospects in that team combat that I talked about, where they fight one round against each other in a team concept. Skylar Lacey and Price Taylor among them. He lost to those two, but it was a good experience for him. And he's using his jab on the ropes against Booker.
And as we mentioned as well, in that team combat league, it's one round, and he kind of takes a while to get going and use that size of his.
Yeah, that format does not favor him.
No.
But then all heavyweights are kind of like that. So.
Yeah.
Well, Booker upset about Santana using his head. He feels like, and now holding and hitting by Nestor Santana. So when you talk about veteran tricks, apparently he's got a couple up his sleeve.
Yeah, this is Santana's game. He really puts that weight on you, and that ref's kind of warning about holding Booker behind the head.
Yeah, that is illegal to hold and hit.
Yeah, ref
Big
got to step in
uppercut.
a little bit more. Got to be more aggressive. He lets a little thing slide, this referee.
You know, Nestor Santana has a really good uppercut. And I'll tell you what, in other fights, when he flashes it, it's effective. He's used it very well here. And he's landing big power punches. Rydell Booker showing how really resilient he is.
Yeah, Santana's really pushing the pace, and this is what you got to do to Booker. You got to really wear this old man out. And there's a little sneaky uppercut, right-hand uppercut to the body.
One of the things they have to like about Nestor Santana is the volume that he's using. Another warning from the referee. He is a volume puncher in this fight, and that's impressive.
Correct, yes. That's why the team combat league, because he's not a one-shot, big one-shot heavyweight puncher that'll drop you with one. He'll wear you down and...
Now, he's going to get a warning. I thought he was going to get a warning for pushing his head into... the face of Booker, but he doesn't. And Booker trying to hold on the inside, creating some of this awkward action.
Hopefully, at some point, this ref's they're going to take a point.
Well, seconds remaining here in round number 3. We're approaching the halfway mark of this 6-round heavyweight encounter. And in this round, Nestor Santana has made a statement with some big power punches. And great body work mixed in. So a tough third round for veteran Rydell Booker as he goes back to his corner.
Yeah, 2 really, really good rounds from Santana right there. It kind of took him that first round and start closing the distance, and then once he was able to put his weight on him, that's when you see those combination punches and those uppercuts to the body, as you mentioned.
I think he's in pretty good shape, too, He's not breathing hard, and he's throwing some very hard punches. Man, these punches do damage.
Yep.
It's impressive that he's been able to produce this volume in this fight. For a big heavyweight like him, we don't see that all the time. Good combination punching. And I would guess that Herman Caicedo is happy with what his young charge has done in this fight.
Yes, and it'll be interesting to see because the longest that Santana's been has been 4 rounds. It's his second scheduled 6-rounder, but he's finished all his fights within 4 rounds so far.
Yeah, and obviously Booker has been the distance many, many times. 6 rounds many times, and 8 rounds in 2 fights ago, and 4 fights ago he went 8 rounds. So even the older version of Rydell Booker has been more than 6.
Yes.
And Santana continues to wail away with Booker on the ropes. And Rydell Booker now can't seem to muster up even that sporadic offense that we saw from him.
Well, Booker's always been at his best, even against James Toney, kind of on the outside. Then James kind of exploited that with James Toney's great inside work in 2004.
Yeah, well, and that was so long ago.
So long ago,
that,
But it's still Booker's kind of.
Yeah, and he's been in these recent years he's been fighting off the ropes more, sometimes successfully. He has beaten undefeated fighters. He beat Norman Neely, who was 13-0 back in 2022. So he has knocked out some undefeated fighters off their pedestal even in his later years. But tonight, it's not going well for him.
No. Yeah, that was his last victory back in 2022.
Yeah, I do love like just watching Santana. Like he's really, I mean, he's an inside puncher. We haven't really seen a lot of inside punchers. Like one of the guys we saw, I think Abreu. Like we wanted him to kind of fight inside, but Santana would be a big dude that size, 6'3", 278 pounds. To fight inside is impressive.
Yeah, the other thing about Santana, he's using a jab to work his way in, which is very effective. We're halfway through round number 4, and this is more of same from the last couple rounds. Santana continues to tee off on Booker, who has not done much offensively. And he urges Santana to come forward, but he's not countering him.
Yeah, it's a great point because heavyweights, they are usually bigger bodied and they can't get that leverage on those shorter shots on the inside. And Nestor is using that ability of his, and he is not the biggest heavyweight, but he's got a lot of size, and you see him constantly putting that weight on Booker. Not the tallest heavyweight, I would say.
Yeah. Definitely one of the biggest.
Yeah, he's definitely big.
Real is big.
Change my verbiage.
Booker just shelling up defensively, trying to get through this onslaught, which continues from Nestor Santana, who at this point in round number 4 is still throwing a high volume of punches.
Yeah, Booker has been very, very inactive. He's just kind of trying to prevent anything coming in from him and kind of see the distance on this one.
So round 4 will pass into the night, and it was another good one for 27-year-old Nestor Santana from Miami, Florida, by way of Cuba.
No stool from Santana as well.
Yeah, even in 5th round.
Oh, there it is.
I don't think he needs it, though. Yeah, he shook it off. He didn't need it.
He's got to get that big stool that King Kong and Wilder used to use, and Fury as well. They're extended heavyweight stools.
That's 27-year-old Nestor Santana, who beat Francois Russell December 2nd here on Country Box. Right around, a little over a month ago. Impressive win for him. And we're headed to round number 5, and Rydell Booker kind of casually strolls out for this round.
I think I was taking a look at the drums and the band setup.
Rydell is, a very savvy guy in every respect, and he never quite loses his head in the ring. Obviously, tonight's not going the way he wants it to.
Yeah, but he's there to kind of give Santana this test and give him the work and show him that not everybody will fall when Santana hits him with these big shots.
Yeah, and he's hitting him with some big shots.
Yeah, I'm sure Rydell Booker would. Well, we're going to get a point deduction.
No, I think it's it is.
Yeah, it's a point deduction. Not sure for exactly what, but there have been a couple of infractions by Santana. Rydell Booker wants some time. Maybe it was for a low blow. I don't know. Anyway, Booker wants some time, but the referee doesn't give it to him. So this adds a little intrigue with a point deduction here from Nestor Santana in this round. It's unlikely he lost any rounds in this fight. Yeah. If he did, it was round 1, and I doubt it. Those were legal, and I know Rydell's working that, but those were some legal shots. And there's Santana. I'll tell you, he's a rough customer in that ring. He is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, he's not in there to make friends.
No, he already knows a lot of veteran tricks that are, how shall we say it, on the edge of the rules.
Yeah, punching right out of the clinch, and when the referee kind of tells him to stop, he could sneak in another one.
And he is battling away on the inside against Rydell Booker. He's having another big round, but that point deduction means that he's probably fighting to get a draw in this round.
I don't know if he really, because the referee didn't go to every judge.
Well, it looked like a point deduction. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, now the only interesting thing would be if he gets a couple more of those, he could be facing a DQ. But
Yeah, another point deduction would be an issue for him at this juncture. He's probably winning this. Well, he is winning this round, other than the point deduction. So he'll end up with a 9-9 probably in this round.
Good right hand right there out of Santana.
Yeah, he is pounding away. Rydell Booker taking not just big shots to the head, but also the body. And I thought the body punches, as they were with Peter Millis, might hurt him more, but he withstood them as well. Half a minute left to go in round number 5, the penultimate round in this heavyweight encounter, our co-main event, with our main event still to come with Hermes Orta and Gabriel Smith.
I think it sounds like Booker is almost done. He's not really throwing any punches, and he's kind of just wallowing around a little bit.
I would doubt he's thrown over 10 punches this round.
Yeah. There's one.
So round 5 will end, and for Nestor Santana, it ends like the last 5 with him throwing some big power shots.
I mean, Booker is he's a crafty veteran. If he would just, I don't know, maybe he got back in pretty good shape. Yeah. He could test some guys. I mean, I felt like he tested Santana a little bit in the first round.
Yeah, I think at this juncture, he's been working with fighters. He wants to become a trainer. He suggested to us with the weigh-in that he really wants one more fight, hopefully back in his hometown of Detroit, where it can be kind of a homecoming fight for him. And that would be, I think, maybe something that would put a cathartic ending to his pro career. So I think we're seeing Rydell Booker for one of the final times probably in his career.
It'll definitely be good to see. I mean, just his point of view, he could be able to train some guys and kind of help them. I
think Rydell Booker would be a great trainer. He knows the sport exceedingly well and understands every nuance. So, and he's very good communicator as well. Round 6, the final round of this heavyweight matchup. So far, Nestor Santana has passed the test and has fought extremely well against Rydell Booker, and it makes no difference whether Booker was knocked out or not, because he is a durable fighter. It's the way Santana has fought.
Correct.
And that has been exceptional, I think.
Now, I would assume that Herman, as he was saying before, he does want that stoppage just because it is a nice touch on the record and a good badge to have on you that you did stop Booker. So we'll see if he goes for it in this last minute, but as you see, Booker slowing the pace.
Yeah, from the terms of marketability, of course, you always want a knockout, but Santana has fought exceedingly well.
Yep.
And Rydell Booker has not really produced much offense in the last several rounds.
No, he's doing a lot of holding now.
Yeah.
There's no warnings for that at the moment.
Santana holding on to the back of the head of Booker.
Refs needs to break that up.
Yeah, see, he might get something for that.
I would think if I'm Nestor Santana, I'm going to be very careful in this final round, because that would be one of the few things that could derail you a little bit, would be another point deduction.
Right.
That's discretion is the better part of valor. Great body work.
Yes.
I'm astonished that Booker hasn't been affected more by that body. Those are the kind of body shots that sent him down against Millis. Maybe Peter Millis is just a real powerful heavyweight, but there's the uppercut again by Santana. So for Nestor Santana, with a minute left to go in this fight, it has been the kind of a fight he wanted.
Yeah, as you mentioned, those body shots, he threw those hooks to the body, then he came up the middle with the uppercuts as well.
And from a technique standpoint, this is a good young heavyweight. Mm-hmm. His technique is good, and you never listen. It's always a learning process, and you never know with heavyweights until they face a really, really good heavyweight. But right now, he's performing well. Half minute left to go in this fight.
Yeah, it's a good test because, as we said, it's first time going these 6 rounds, and he looks well-conditioned so far. Now, the next test for him would be to see how he does against a real-time puncher, and then after that, he's pretty much on his way.
Yeah. And then, like, Al, I know
a lot of use to the head. See, now, there you go. That was a big mistake by Nestor Santana. Another point deduction.
No.
That was an unforced error that he did not need in this fight.
Yes.
So the only drama here is the 2-point deduction. But they'll end up probably being even rounds because he won the round so decisively. Wow, what a fascinating development. And that's something.
Now he is complaining about Booker kind of holding him right there.
Yeah, but I mean,
too late, and it's
too
frustration.
late for that.
So that is just kind of a young frustration out of him. But
well, so this 6-round heavyweight encounter ends. Rydell Booker having a chat with Herman Caicedo and saying, "Hey, little stuff to work on, like all the," and he's actually telling Santana that as well. You have to know Rydell Booker to understand. Well, now there's getting a little heated about it, so
Santana doesn't want any part of it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear from the veteran.
Yeah.
And Santana's telling them, you know what, I don't need to hear this. Rydell Booker distressed about the use of the head, which he did complain about earlier in the fight. And, it's an interesting this fight was fascinating on many levels because we saw great performance by Santana, and then we saw a couple unforced errors by him.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing when you're you're going against a crafty veteran, like Booker, and it's going to frustrate you a little bit because he was doing little stuff to kind of tick you off just a little bit.
Booker was trying to kind of survive, and Nestor was like saying, "No, let's fight. I want to fight. Don't constant holding me. Then I get the point deduction when I go around your head."
And I would go along with the frustration part, except Santana was doing that in round 1 and 2 with his head, and I think that's something that
slow down
that they're
Booker.
probably going to work on because in other fights you could have the same issue. But listen, he performed exceedingly well here, and we would anticipate he would win a decision even with the 2-point deductions. But that boxing is fascinating, isn't it? Because there's always some element thrown into it like that, right?
And then he threw that right hand after the bell after the fight as well. So
yeah, that was another one.
Yeah.
So in a fight that was kind of not the issue didn't seem to be in doubt. You still had some drama thrown into it.
Theoretically, if that ref said that was late and took another point, that would have been a loss for him.
Well,
or draw.
Well, maybe,
I'm not sure if the ref did take a second point because he didn't really go around until.
But he didn't do that for the first one either.
Right,
so I think that's more of a matter of technique on his part. He was pretty definitive. But we'll see when we hear the scores because I would think those 2 rounds would have been 9-9 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Because he dominated the rounds so dramatically, Santana. It would be hard for me to anticipate that's a 10-9 round. Rydell Booker still pleading his case, and maybe I think talking to Nestor Santana to kind of.
I think he's coaching him.
But I just don't know if Nestor Santana wants to hear that from the man he just fought. But Rydell Booker is that kind of guy.
That's why he becomes sparring partners with so many of his opponents.
Yeah, I like to teach.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, to be honest, you look at Rydell Booker, you say, hey, he should be a trainer and probably could be a world-class trainer. All right, well, now they're pretty cool with each other, which is good. And whatever happened verbally, they're happy with it. And JT Conway's got the official.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. The 3 judges score this fight 59-55. 59-55 and 60-54. All for your winner by unanimous decision.
No point.
In the red corner, Nestor Santana.
So was there a point deduction or not?
No.
Man,
that's what I said. He didn't go. The ref didn't go to every judge to say 1 point, 1 point.
I never saw, but that was fascinating because I thought the referee made it clear he wanted to do a point deduction, but whatever the case, apparently not ruled that way. So,
Al, welcome to country box, buddy.
Yeah, it's interesting. So intriguing to say the least. So for Nestor Santana, it's a very big win for him, and he shows that he can beat the veteran. And more importantly, I think the way he performed was pretty impressive. Well, we are right on the cusp of our main event. And we're getting ready
for our main event.
With Irma Zorta and Gabriel Smith.
Still haven't cleared the ring quite yet.
Well, we're going to get, of course, Jimmy Adams.
Jimmy Adams coming in the ring, a promoter of Country Box. And
got a whole
we usually have a little pomp and pageantry before the main event here at Country Box.
Absolutely.
And we will get that.
You got to get our national anthem in, of course.
We have to get the anthem in, so we've got some business to take care of.
And of course, the best part with Addie saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
That too, we get that as well. So, hey, shout out to Fish Moody tonight. What a excellent performance by him on a regular basis. And I love country music, but I love that he threw in the blues with Muddy Waters. That's a nice touch. Let's go to JT.
All right, folks, it's main event time. Now, entering the ring in the blue corner, from Houston, Texas, Gabriel Slick Smith.
36-year-old veteran Gabriel Smith enters the ring. He is a fighter who started his pro career 9-0, has run into some tough luck since then, but as we said at the beginning, he is a fighter who rolls out of bed and is ready to test young fighters. And tonight, fighting at 154 pounds, the higher weight that he's fought at in his career.
All right, folks. Hey, we've been waiting a long time for this, but he is back. Ready to box once again in the red corner from right here in Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Cuba, the Warrior Kid, Hermes Orta!
So Hermes Orta, fixture here at Showbox, and an undefeated battler at 154 pounds. This 24-year-old from Cuba, now living here in Nashville, Tennessee. He has a infectious personality, and you can see some of that. That's probably I would hope that's a Cuban cigar.
I would think it's probably that cinnamon one.
Yeah. And here he comes into he has 9 KOs in his 10 wins. He has lots of power. He is a good puncher, and there you see the numbers. Similar except for the age. Obviously, Smith, a veteran at age 36, hopes he can summon up a good effort against this young lion.
All right, folks. Hey, tonight we want to introduce the promoter of this, the 38th. Jimmy, can you believe that, man? 38 of these we've done. This is the promoter of the 38th edition of Country Box, Nashville's own promoter extraordinaire. This guy was Tony Soprano before there was a Tony Soprano. My friend, Jimmy Adams. And as always, his beautiful wife, Miss Ashley. Y'all make a little more noise for Miss Ashley. You gotta cheer louder for Ashley. All right. Oh, of course, we got my man Rick Ross in the house. Hey, I'm so excited. I'm going to tell you something real quick, man. My buddy's doing 12 years in the federal pen, and he snuck a cell phone in. I don't know how he got it in, but he got it, and Rick just called him. Rick just FaceTimed that, man. Thank you for that. You're a cool dude, man. Hey, we got a parrot in the ring. You don't know what the hell's going to happen here. All right. If you would, folks, go ahead and please stand up. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance with my friend, Miss Addie Adams, and then we're going to do the national anthem. All right, Addie, are you ready? Let's make sure we got everybody up. Okay, here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Addie Adams, everybody, the star of the show. All right, and if you will, folks, please remain standing. We have a phenomenal artist from right here in Nashville, my friend, songwriter for Platinum Planet Records. Well, all right, over there, settle down, fellas. Hey, what's going on? The parrot freaking y'all out? All right, yeah, I'm a little nervous, too. All right, Pam, they said they're going to settle down. Let's do this thing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Pam Simmons, everyone. Pam Simmons, nicely done. That is how you sing the national anthem right there. How you gonna get out the ring with the parrot, Jimmy? Let me see. For his next trick.
Well, here we are. How about that? Albert Hainsworth and Justin Brown as we get ready for our main event. And Hermes Orta, an undefeated fighter at 10-0 with a lot of knockouts, and a fighter who is most assuredly ready for a big moment. Let's go up to JT Conway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, main event time. Our main event of the evening, presented by Jimmy Adams Promotions and Murder Cigars by Edward Crow. This fight is scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 150 ready pounds. His record 11-15-1 with 4 wins, coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, please welcome Gabriel Slick Smith. I've been waiting a long time for this. In the red corner, 6 long months, Miss Ashley. He weighed in at 148.6 pounds. He is undefeated. 10 wins, no losses, 9 big wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of the 615. Nashville, stand up for your boy from Cuba, Hermes, the Warrior Kid, Orta.
Trucks are looking good. Remember, protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Any questions from anybody? Touch gloves, come out swing.
Main event time. Let's go.
Well, I know Hermes has been waiting a long time. Orta has been waiting a long time to get back in the ring. And you're going to probably see some fireworks the first round for sure.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on it, especially those last 2 wins have been in the first round, so don't blink.
Has not fought since March of last year, Orta, and now taking on the veteran Gabriel Smith. who might, despite the fact that he doesn't have a winning record, could easily be the most accomplished fighter and maybe the best in terms of skills that Orta has fought. He's been brought along slowly in terms of opposition. Wow, right hand already hurts.
He's going to say it's behind the head. But he's got to get up.
And did it land behind the head or not? Either way, it appears to be a knockdown. And wow, that's a tough beginning for Smith. Oh, the left hook sends him down again. Hermes Orta, who is a big puncher, again looks like he's headed for a first-round knockout win, which is pretty extraordinary. I mean, this is not the norm for Gabriel Smith, and that does it. A dramatic and quick ending for Hermes Orta, who gets his 11th win as a professional. And the thing that makes that an interesting stoppage, as he celebrates, is that it's not as if, it's not as if Smith is the kind of guy that goes out that quickly in fights. That's not the norm
Smith,
for him.
That's his third time being stopped in the first round, Smith. So,
yeah, but it's not a norm for him. No. It's he's the kind of guy that would not expect that to happen. And that right hand, which kind of bounced maybe off the top of the head, but it was a solid punch. And then the left hook, which also interestingly landed a little bit toward the head, but still, they were both probably legal punches. Yep. And for Hermes Orta, it becomes a very impressive first round knockout win for him.
Again, he's an aggressive fighter that could really fight, has a lot of power, and loves to mix it up. So I'm excited for him, I'm happy for him. And what we got to do is now he's been having, because I've seen Orta for 3 years now. He's been kind of baby stepped along.
You want to step up?
Yeah, we need more fights with a quick fight like this that ended this quickly. They definitely need to have a fight next month, or at the very least March. So he needs to be fighting every 2 months for sure.
Yeah, keep him active. Now, it was his first fight back in a while, so I'm sure he's glad to get out there and get a quick stoppage. Know that power's still there. Now, as well, Smith kind of did duck his head into a couple of those, so a little bit of, he was complaining about it, but the rep didn't, so it's a legal blow. And, yeah, like you said, it's time for a step up with him.
Yeah, and, it wasn't, could have been a little bit towards the top of the head, back of the head, but, Armers was swinging, and he ducked his head, and that's how it came to knock him out. But now he's understanding that Ortiz has power, so you can't do that.
Also, I bet, Smith looks at that 10-0 record now, 11-0 with 10 of those coming by stoppage. I'm sure once he kind of felt it, he didn't really want to keep going with it, and he knew it was probably going to be a tough night for him.
Do you think that could be a lot in the guys' heads?
Yeah, look.
With the records and things like that, and especially this tasting that little bit of power.
It's hard to continue to get going if you know that you're kind of overmatched and that there's nothing really. Maybe in his head he didn't think he could do anything, but
just in that little couple of punches that were thrown, the guy was just like, "I'm done."
Yeah, you never know. There's a lot of things. Maybe he wasn't maybe he's not feeling that great coming into the fight, possibly. But also take nothing away from Orta. He can't decide who's in front of him. He did his job, and he got rid of him quick. He wasted no time.
Yeah, he did. So I think JT is ready to take it up here. So let's throw it to JT Conway.
Come on to the middle, my man. Hey, folks, whatever you do, don't leave. There's just going to be a brief intermission. Then we got the after party right here at the Troubadour. We're going to have all kinds of cool shit happening. Celebrities, there's going to be free stuff given away. It's going to be a blast. Kish Moody's going to be there. Struggle going to be there. It's going to be a good time, so don't go anywhere, okay? Your main event, it didn't last long. The Warrior Kid got it done. A minute, 5 seconds of the first round. Your boy, Hermes Orta.
All right, congratulations to Hermes Orta. We're going to get a chance to chat with him for the broadcast and for all of you fans that are here. Come on, right up here, Hermes. We're getting some translation help as well. So, let's go over here. There we go. great win for him, and was he surprised he was able to get, I know he's had first-round knockouts, but this is a tough veteran. Was he at all surprised he got him out so quick?
Excelente victoria, se está sorprendido que lo paraste en el primer asalto.
I really know. I am telling to my team, 6 rounds, only need 1, 2 rounds, let's see. My training from the heart, entreno por mi corazón, lo doy todo en el gimnasio.
He said he would get him in the first 2 rounds. Everybody was saying 6, but he could hurt him out there. He thanks his training for the good job they've been doing. They've been working hard at this.
Long layoff, gratifying to be back, no doubt.
Mucho tiempo de inactividad, que si estás contento de estar de regreso nuevo.
Yeah, I am getting hungry. At that time, I am getting big hungry.
Glad to be back.
As he says, we're back, and your performance, the performance tonight, demonstrated raw power, and obviously he's an accomplished fighter, but the power is another element for him.
Que el poder es una de tus cualidades principales.
Yes, it's la principal.
That's his first quality, but he can also box and bang. He could do it all in there.
So maybe I is not, the best technique, but I is my technique. Maybe it's not the more fast, but I is fast. But the power, I promise.
Well, great performance tonight, and what does he want to do next?
¿Qué es lo que sigue? ¿Qué es lo próximo?
My team. My team.
Whatever his team.
Well, I'll tell you what. We happen to have Jimmy Adams here. Who knew? And Jimmy, this young man at 24, obviously he's coming along against opposition that's of a certain quality. Obviously, at some point he's going to step up in that regard. But what he's doing is building his resume.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're very proud of him. He's been off for 6 months. He came back strong, and it's all about family. Rick Ross and myself has got some plans for him, and of course my wife Ashley, and he's got a good team. He's got the new trainer here, James. He's got a good team. Everybody cares about him, and we want to go for it and get that title.
Rick, you're enjoying getting involved with this young man.
Absolutely. I work with quite a few kids since I've been in the game. A couple world champs, Stephen Fulton, J-Rock, Kid Austin. I'm the guy who found Kid Austin. And to have somebody like this kid right here, a different level, and I spotted some champs before, and now working with Jimmy. Boxing in trouble, man. It's our turn now.
Well, you're a very exciting young fighter, and congratulations. A great effort by you, and a terrific performance in our main event. I'm going to give this back to JT, who's got some business to take care of. Oh, hold on. What do you got there? I'm assuming that's a Cuban cigar, no?
Sí.
No, of course not.
Es un tabaco, un cigarro, que si es bueno para mí, que soy cubano, es bueno para el mundo entero.
It's a Cuban cigar. It's one of the best in the world. Everybody need to taste it and try it. He highly recommend it.
All right, you recommend that?
See, I am de Cuba. It's because good. It's because it's very, very good. I promise.
All right, let's get this over to JT.
Al Bernstein, everybody. Hermes Orta. All right, hey, real quick. I know somebody's not leaving tonight because I got their fucking keys right here. So if you have a Merchant's Fleet card from Dogco, you thought you were going home, but you're not. Sir, just so you know, I've been charging shit on this card all night, okay? All right. It's the ambulance driver's card? How you lose your stuff, man? What if somebody would have gotten hurt? Irresponsible. All right, folks, we will be back next month. It's the first Tuesday of every month. So we'll be back in February. Drive home safe. Happy New Year. That was fun as hell. Hudson, you have fun? I had fun, man. That was fun as fuck. Now we can cuss. I don't even think we're on TV no more. Say what we want. Hey, you here? Yeah, my girl's here in the cowboy hats. They're cleaning up all the chairs but y'all's. All right. Hey, Kiss, you ready to do this one last time? All right, we'll see y'all next month. Thank you very much. Country Box, we love y'all.
All right, y'all. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly, and I knew that I should, that this world is made of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. Y'all help me out if you know it. So I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. So I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath. I get real high and I scream the top of my lungs, what's going on? Y'all tell me about it. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, let me hear you. What's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Oh, tell me about it, Zachary. And I tried. Oh my God, do I try? I try all the time. And this system too strong. And I pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day for revolution. So I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, getting all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. So I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath. I get real high and I scream the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, in my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope. What's going on? What's going on? Hey! What's your name? Kansas City, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Mississippi. All right, y'all. My name is Kish Moody. We are Stereo Down. We got one more song for you. They come And God, I know I want. Y'all give it up for Kansas City right here. Nashville, Tennessee, thank you to Mr. Jimmy Adams for having us out. Thank you for all the sponsors. Thank you for my Rock Girl Entertainment, Century 2 Records. God bless y'all so much. Thank you. We're going to hang out till about 4 in the morning at the after party, so y'all stick around. If you have